Clara. Don't you know we love you, sweet Clara? Place no one above you, sweet Clara. What's up, Miss Clara McLeod? This is Brother Ron Hurd with the word. I want to do this tribute some weeks ago when I heard you had the COVID blues, but I want to uplift you because you still got some work to do. I want to let you know how much you mean to me so you get your flowers to smell in the state of misery. I know you in misery, the state of misery, St. Louis, misery. Oh, y'all get it? See how it works? But anyway, Sister Clara McLeod, I want to let you know that you have made the righteous ancestors proud because you are truly beyond category. And I want to thank you. Thank you for supporting me when I did not always believe in me. At my WashU days, I want to thank you and your wonderful, beautiful husband, the late, great James McLeod, for investing in me, for keeping the village safe around me, for keeping me secure in a state of misery. Because I want to tell you something. Y'all really helped me out my freshman year as a John B. Urban scholar trying to find my way, trying to navigate. Y'all helped me with a work study program. You allowed me to work under you at the Earth and Planetary Sciences Library. And it was interesting because y'all was trying to help me out. I'm a struggling college student, from Tennessee. And it didn't work out as planned. Now, I don't think I was Earth Planetary Sciences librarian material because, you caught me on numerous occasions sleeping upstairs. Maybe I caught myself. Maybe I, because I was snoring and whatnot. But I came to the conclusion that this work study program was not going to work out with me. So I actually fired myself. I did not allow you the pleasure of firing me. I fired myself. I did you the service and a favor. But nevertheless, you and Dean McLeod invested in me. You actually brought one of my drawings. You brought blue little boy blues. And the money y'all gave me, it was a decent amount of money for a struggling college student. And I really appreciate that investment in me. And you even supported me by going to some of my art shows when I was a college student at the School of Art off campus. And I just want to thank you so much for believing in me, for investing in me, for never giving up, for seeing the best in me, even when I doubted me. And I'm glad. And I want to thank you and also your wonderful husband. Because I remember one time I had a conversation because I talked about my trauma at WashU. I'm still dealing with the traumas, with the traumas of going to a PWI, But anyway, that's another story for another day. But I remember Dean McLeod, this is after I graduated, of course, with some type of honor. And Dean McLeod told me, well, sir, it's not about the buildings. It's about the people. It's not about the buildings. It's about the people. Well, you tell me, I was trying to say, why should I even come back to WashU to support not only this John B. Urban Scholars Program, just come back on campus to relive some of my horror stories, but he was telling me that, and that's why I came back, because y'all treated me like real family. Even though you're not my blood mother, I thank you for being one of my college mothers, for looking out for me, for enduring me, and for celebrating me. And I think it's the South Carolina in you, because I got South Carolina roots as well. And, from day one, you treat me like family. But I want to give my amplified blessings and condolences for the loss of your sibling, your last sibling. But know that Sister Clara McLeod, you got a lot more living and loving to do. So stick around, because we truly love you madly. And remember, this green tea with ginger and honey is for you, honey. So cheer up, get better, because we love you madly. Sister Clara McLeod, smile for me now. Somebody get this to her. Good. One love. Actually, upon further review, I think the work study internship took place my sophomore year at WashU. I think Sister Clara could clarify when she gets better, but it doesn't really matter. But it happened. I have witnesses. T-Mac can attest to that. The great T-Mac, who called me True Tinto, he can attest to that. But thank you, Sister Clara, for doing all you do for me or have done for me in the past. You got so much more living and loving to do. Get well real soon. Take care. Do you know what today is? It's your special day. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Whoa, 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 it's your birthday. Talking about it's your birthday. And today is yours. I'ma tell everybody. I'ma tell everybody. I'ma tell everybody. Our man is the man, is the man. Our man is the man, is the man. My cousin, our man is the man, is the man. Happy Life Affirmation Day to my first cousin, our man, Sundre Davis. Baby, baby. Made it to the number one, kid. Congratulations and amplified blessings on your second act, because we worship a universal God that believes in many chances and many second acts. You are truly an enterprising and gifted young man. You are tall, dark, handsome, and very talented. Wishing you amplified blessings of longevity, good health, real wealth, peace, love, and happiness, and so many more years of Black man excellence, grown Black man joy, and whatever you want, because you can have whatever you like. And in the words of Great Skeleton, cuz we love you madly, and you also keep on producing and pushing. I think I need to pay my light bill. One love. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for staying around, checking it out. This is Brother Ron. We like to call this Brother Ron from Memphis. Y'all got that Mark from Anaheim cat. You know, he be on Carl Nelson show. Shout out to Mark from Anaheim. He had a very interesting breakdown of what happened last week, and always enjoyable. I know that our dear brother Patrick was always pretty good to bring the brother on, and you know, making sure that people get the information. And I just want to check in because I think it's very important that we have a Black perspective on things that's going down right now as we speak. 2021 is an amazing year. I love 2021. One of the reasons why I love it because I got prepared for 2021 by surviving 2020. Like I tell people all the time. But shout out to my cousin, our man,
He got a great black-owned business that y'all should support. We believe in supporting black-owned businesses. So let me share his business before I get started. If I go into what I want to talk to, it's a lot to cover right now. But his birthday, January 13th. Shout out to Dr. Emmett Price, my other cousin, Jakayla Nicole. Dr. Emmett Price were my great Jegnas from my WashU days. I didn't play no tribute to him tonight, but I did one on his social media, so you know how I feel. You know how I feel about you. So, yeah, but I want to just give my cousin business some shine. It's called My Virtual Plaza. I don't know if I can see it, My Virtual Plaza. Check him out. He got some good stuff on here. You know, trinkets, like, you know, y'all love Walmart and Amazon and all those places. He got some of the same stuff. Black on myvirtualplaza.com. That's his business, myvirtualplaza.com. Okay, you see how it works? Okay. There's a lot to talk about here, people. It needs a black perspective. First and foremost, black folks, this is not our fight right now. This is not our round. Y'all get very overly emotional about politics and all that good stuff. Smoke and mirrors, bunch of illusions. Malcolm told us 55, 56 years ago, right? He said, you know, it's not about Democrats or Republicans. It's bigger than that. And the stakes are way higher than they were back in 1965, right? Globalists, nationalists, this is about, you know, this is not really our fight right now. And I just want to talk about how we have always been manipulated and exploited for fighting other people's agendas and fights. And I'm going to break that down within this segment. We're going to talk a little bit about everything. Also, this fear that we have of standing up for ourselves. The reason why nobody respects us is because we don't respect ourselves enough to stand up for what we believe in and to also die for what we believe in. Sometimes that means fighting for your life and for your rights and be willing to put your life on the line. Now, it really amazes me and boggles the mind how so many of us are so passionate about sports. I don't care about sports. I survived 2020. LeBron James, James Harden, Steph Curry can't move me. Alabama versus Ohio State can't move me. I don't really care. It's funny how black people got so much to say about what Mike Tomlin should have done or what LeBron should have done. But when it comes time to liberation, we crickets and crickets. We don't know what to do for ourselves. But we always know what to do when it comes to football and basketball. But we don't have no idea when it comes to political football, how we advance the ball up the field in our favor. We have no clue. And I'm just sick and tired of it. I just tolerate y'all. I'm suffering y'all. That's another thing too. For all the people who follow the channel and the content, I don't need your consent for anything. People say, well, brother Ron, you don't have to talk to the people. You don't have to say nothing either, brother, or sister, whoever you are, CIA, NSA. You don't have to say nothing to me. Because some of the comments I read sometimes are how ridiculous. Like people tell me, well, you know, you say child, it sounds effeminate. Well, your mama didn't think so last night. Matter of fact, I could say your mama didn't think so last night to a lot of the comments I be getting on my channel. Your mama didn't think that. Do you really blow the horn? Your mama didn't have no problem with blowing the horn last night. You see how childish we get as black people? See, we talk about who's sucking, screwing, and licking who. We worry about that. We worry about sports. We worry about grown men running up and down the court playing a kids game. But when it comes time for black reparations, whoa, I don't know, man. But how about them Cowboys? Y'all hope the Cowboys gonna win the Super Bowl every year, but you have no hope for reparations? Y'all hope that Jerry Jones and company will win the Super Bowl every year, but y'all have no damn hope for yourselves of achieving reparations. Negro, how do you see thyself? There's the question. I mean, it's a lot of fool errands. I'm getting to my Dr. John Henry Clark statement. I can't debate my lessons, man. I'm not gonna get on my line on my social media platform to justify my points of views. I don't really care because we're gonna lose a lot of folks. It's purge season. A lot of us ain't prepared. We prepared. Are you ready for some football? But are you ready for revolution? Are you ready for some football? Y'all always stay ready for kids games, but when it's serious stuff on the line, we MIA as a people. Y'all always got the nerve to call somebody an agent. Like I said, Dr. Redden Short said, We love our traitors, but hate our heroes. It takes some confidence to sit up here and tell people I voted for Trump twice, Donald Trump twice. And by the way, I really do believe he's the greatest president of my lifetime. Because ain't no president ever been through the hell he been through without getting something pop in their head. You understand? Why is it that they deny him, a second term, but they impeach him twice? Then the second impeachment comes before days before he get out of office. Why are they afraid of this man? Donald Trump is such a bully that he can't even stay online. He can't stop from being censored. Oh, he's Hitler. Hitler never had this problem. The equivalent of what they're doing to Donald Trump and certain people with certain viewpoints is the equivalent of what the Nazis did with the book burnings back in the 30s. Y'all keep on confusing this as the 60s. This ain't the damn 60s. 60s ain't nowhere. This is the 1930s on steroids. And you know what happened in the 1940s? At the end of the 1930s, you had Germany invade Poland, right? We had World War II. Well, guess what? We heading for World War III with China. Russia is a paper tiger. Russia ain't the real deal. China's the real deal. So we heading towards that way, regardless of who's president. We're heading towards a world war. And y'all ain't ready. Y'all too busy claiming y'all Democrats, Republicans. I don't have no animosity towards any politician because I know they don't run nothing but their mouths. They are put in there to set certain policies and agendas. And what y'all fail to understand is our vote never really mattered. All the elections have been fixed. There's never been an honest election in America. The people who put money into these politicians are nothing but puppets. You got to figure out who are pulling the strings, who the puppet masters are. And the American people are not the puppet masters because they don't answer to us. The politicians do not respect us because we're not their real constituents. We're not the real shareholders in this corporation, in this republic. And now I'm not trying to get all esoteric on y'all because a lot of y'all can't understand that because y'all still dealing with race. Y'all think about race war. Now it's a race to secure resources, not a race about the color of your skin. The only color that matters is the color of money. And for us, another color to matter is color of character. Don't be fooled because we never benefit as a people from identity politics. We never. You can't name one point in American history where sticking with somebody because they the black this or woman that or black woman that has benefited us as a race. Because we have no code. You see, identity politics benefit other races or ethnic groups like the Irish. They knew that they were all they had. The Irish knew, Italians knew, Jews knew. They had a code because they believed black folks confused. We can't decide if we came off boats or we was already here, or could it be a mix of both? Why should it be one way or the highway? Why can't we find things that we could agree upon and work on those things instead of focusing too much on damn differences? Therein lies our problem. We don't take ourselves seriously enough to know what team we really playing on. We confused about sex coming before race. White women are not confused about which is more important, race or gender. They know that being white and being on code is more important than your sexuality and your sex or gender. They know that they raised these white men to be the beast they are. And white men hate their moms. They hate their women. And the women raised them to be like that. Black women are going to learn a very invaluable lesson during this period. This is a purge season. This is Hunger Games, Running Man, all that stuff. It's Terminator, Rise of the Machines. All this stuff is coming to pass. Even Mars attack. They talking about UFOs in the mix. We can't get along with people based on how they look. Now you're going to bring in aliens? Oh, my. But then it could be like World War II where the German prisoners of war got treated better than the black GI soldiers. You had the German prisoners of war. They could sit in front of the black GIs doing concerts and stuff. But yet, black folks fight for everybody, except when it comes to us, we don't fight for ourselves. Some of the greatest soldiers who ever lived were black, but yet they fight for everybody but themselves. We as a people don't fight for ourselves. That's why nobody takes us seriously as a people. We talk all this scaredy LeBron James talk. I'm a man. I'm scared. Women scared too. We all scared, but who gonna fight for black people if everybody just scared? My maternal grandfather served in World War II. He was a member of the legendary Red Ball Express. These were the truck drivers who were responsible for delivering supplies and other resources to General Patton's Third Army on his march to Berlin. When they did D-Day, my grandfather was a participant in D-Day. He helped storm the beaches of Normandy. Medgar Evers was Red Ball Express. He helped storm the beaches of Normandy. My grandfather told me that they were told by their commanding officers, people like Eisenhower, who was over the D-Day. Eisenhower, they say he was a black man. His mama was passing. Look it up. Take a look. It's all online. You can compare the pics. But basically, they said the best way to survive when you do the invasion was not to run away from the gunfire, run towards the gunfire. Because when you run away, you have more of your body exposed to the enemy. But by running towards the danger, you had a better chance of survival. Black folks, we've been fight or fight mode for most of our existence in this experiment. Never at rest, always stressed out, high anxiety, high blood pressure, diabetes. You never had a chance to relax. Being in fight or flight mode for 24 hours is not a normal way to really exist. So that means nobody dies a natural death in this killing machine of a system, of a culture. And my grandfather, they ran towards the gunfire. They drove into the gunfire. He was part of the Battle of the Bulge. These were tough black men. And you got to realize, one of the first people to call him a boy was an old black man, about 80-year-old Pullman porter, whatever. And it hurt his feelings. He was insulted. He put his life on the line for this country. He put his health on the line for this country. This man got full-blown tuberculosis, was all laid up convalescence for a year in the VA. And these crackers thought he was lying about his hurt. My grandfather was a tough man. This man got a lung removed and still smoked cigars for almost 30-something years after that lung was removed. Still was smoking cigars. Tough man. He supposed to have been on medication heavily for the rest of his life from the injuries he sustained in World War II. He didn't take that medication, but he was hitting that liquor. But he was a decent man. A lot of black men dealing with demons on top of demons. What I'm saying is, we got to stop with this BS. Like, people was afraid, or if black folks did that, they would get shut down. Well, black folks, I don't know. You know what happened this past summer? They're burning down cities led by Democrats. I mean, okay, black people, we interesting people. It was a black man that conceived the layout for Washington, D.C., right? Benjamin Medgar. I hope y'all can hear me. Black folks built the White House. Okay. Black folks always do. We built this country. So that Capitol is the house that we built. Like Michelle Obama talked about several summers ago, back in 2016. I live in a house built by enslaved people, right? So people talking about black folks, if we stormed the Capitol, they would have cut us down. But don't you know, back in 1919, when the government went ham on black people in Washington, D.C., that black folks not only fought back, but they took out a lot of white people. These were white people in military uniform. This started off what is now known as the Red Summer of 1919. Because when the white folks tell the story, when they steal the narrative, they say, well, the Red Summer of 1919 started in Chicago. When they stoned that black kid, they would not let him get on the beach, on the white-only beach, and he drowned in the lake. That started the Red Summer 1919. No, it started in D.C. And the reason why they don't talk about that, because that's a victory. Black folks fought back and we won. You had Woodrow Wilson, a Democrat, a progressive, who was put in office by a lot of black people, by black leadership. Sounds familiar? He didn't do a damn thing with black folks getting lynched from the White House, getting run down by white men in military uniform, Marines, Navy, Army, Washington, D.C. police. slaughtering black people, pulling them off of transportation, public transportation, and lynching them. Nothing done by the U.S. government. And what you saw last week was not an insurrection. It was a psyop. It was a false flag. It was all done to discredit Donald Trump. And we're going to talk about that as well. We'll talk about a little bit of everything because I got a lot on my mind. And this session is long overdue. I've just got a problem with black media. Sometimes we don't take ourselves seriously enough to do this type of reporting. You got the white folks doing their job, the white conservatives and all them, they doing their job. But my problem with the white conservative is that they're not honest about systemic racism. They got good military intelligence, good analysis of situations. But when it comes dealing with the black people, they shortchange the black experience. It's like the great late comedian Patrice O'Neal when one of his last stand-ups. He was talking about how, he was disappointed by Obama. He could see where the white folks coming from in their critique of Obama, but when they start getting to that racism bag, that's when he get turned off. And so a lot of these so-called patriots, they are patriots in their own right. It's a turn off because they got this revisionist history. This country was not founded by men of high moral principle. These were pirates and gangsters and rapists and sadists that founded this country. They are nothing to be proud of. The way they treated Bill Cosby is how we should treat the founding fathers for the most part. Most of them, not all of them. You had Thomas Paine, that's another story. You had some decent people, but they were very flawed because we the people did not mean all of us as people. It meant white men who owned property. The folks that founded America were capitalists who had no conscience. They just wanted white men that owned stuff to run it. It wasn't until Andrew Jackson came along, one of Donald Trump's favorite presidents, he gave the franchise to all white men, regardless of socioeconomic status. Then you had the Civil War where the black man got the franchise, right? Then it took the 1920 for the white woman or women to get the franchise, right? But the thing about it is, every generation must reinterpret what liberation looks like for that generation. You can't keep on relying on some several hundred-year artifact if they're not going to go by what the artifact says, right? They're not going to honor that because we the people did not mean all of the people. And now we're going back to that situation where they're limiting access to stuff for all the people. But let me remind y'all, because y'all never knew. See, the problem is I figured it out finally this year. I was not sent here to be a martyr for ungrateful people. I was not sent here to be a martyr for ungrateful people. I'm reclaiming my health, reversing the stuff going on with me. And I'm not interested in seeking y'all approval on it. My job is just to teach. That's it. I don't have to die for y'all to love y'all. I'm going to teach y'all. I'm going to give y'all these lessons while I still can. I'm going to step away. I'm not interested in hearing what you think about what I think. I don't care. I'm not interested in responding to everything I got to say. And I'm going to get into this agent thing because I'm an agent, all right. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to break that down so you know why I'm 40 years old. I've always been a loner. My last name's Herd. My zodiac sign is a Taurus. I'm a herd of one. Just me, myself, and I. I'm a force of nature. I'm a movement. Don't need your permission to exist. And I get to decide when I want to leave on my terms. That's how it goes. A lot of y'all ain't built for this type of work. Y'all ain't built for it. Like Dick Gregory told me, one of the last things he told me, he said, Ron, we are soldiers in a war. If you ain't willing to fight in this war, stay the fuck home. Well, I'm telling a lot of you scaredy Negroes, I don't ask you what I think about what I think. I live the life that I live. I'm 40 years old. I'm standing strong. I'm by myself. Got no bodyguard. The best bodyguard I have is universal God. Truth is my best bodyguard. Universal God is my best bodyguard. My honesty to myself. My moral code protects me, my personal stuff. So whatever I give you at this point is just a bonus. Don't really care about being liked by a lot of y'all. The work I do, I've been doing consistently for 20 plus years. On my lonely, been doing this work. Making things happen. You understand? The ancestors got my back. Been losing a lot of people lately. I have finally, it strikes my mind, it boggles my mind how many people I lost from last year. I didn't even know about. I'm learning about people I lost from last year just now. So that means my strength is getting up because the ancestors can't kill the energy. They coming to me, Brother Ron. They talk to me all night. Brother Ron, put this work out. Dick Gregory, Brother Ron, you gotta tell the people this. You the feeder. All these ancestors, they coming to me. They back. They tired y'all being cowards. A lot of y'all a bunch of cowards. Y'all care about football. I don't understand. You survived 2020. Why do you care about the NBA or NFL or basketball or entertainment? You Negroes look at a movie to tell y'all how to be revolutionary. Ain't like Dick Greg, ain't no entertainer gonna save you from yourself. Ain't no entertainer gonna liberate you from this system. They are part of the problem. They trying to distract you from what you need to be focused on. You got to keep your eyes on the prize. Little Wayne can't free you. He can't free himself, hell. These folks ain't gonna, J. Cole ain't gonna free you. Shit. The next Black Panther movie ain't gonna help you. Help yourself. Be yourself. Stop being afraid of being who you need to be. Stop apologizing. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna play this Washington, D.C. thing about the 1919. But let me tell you this. I've been pissing people off. I don't care. I had a person, this Jewish girl I went to school with at WashU. This Jewish girl, right? I wish this broad Happy New Year, happy birthday. What else I do? Checking in, say how you doing. This broad gonna tell me on Sunday, I get a text in the morning talking about, Ron, you have offended me and the Jewish people. I can't believe you say the stuff you say. I said, wait a minute. I'm kind of going in my head. What did I say that was anti-Semitic? And you say you've been sitting on this for months. You didn't I thought we've been friends for over 20 years. You just couldn't call or text me and say, Brother Ron, I'm troubled by some of the things you posted on Facebook. And I asked her, I said, look, lady, I can't apologize for what I don't know I'm apologizing for. And I'm saying to myself, they've been removing videos and posts I've been doing over the years from these platforms. And I'm saying if I said something that was truly anti-Semitic, I don't think it'd stay up there for months on end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I asked her, screenshot me what you talking about. And she said this silly shit. Oh, well, I can't screenshot. I just know I've been looking through. I see the emojis with the head exploding with the gun and something about Nazis. I said, I'm not going to apologize for that because I don't know what you're talking about. Because I mean, a lot of times when people call you anti-Semitic, because the truth hits hard. Hit dogs holler, right? I don't care if they kosher or not. Hit dogs holler. So whatever I said was true. Because I don't bash Jewish people. I don't care about all that bashing Jewish people. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a chosen person. I'm the real Jew. I'm the Jew of the Bible. I'm the Hebrew. So it's like if Elvis said, man, you stole, Little Richard, you stole rock and roll from me. That's how I look at that. When she tell me, you stole, I take it. I mean, I ain't saying no Jewish mess. Please, miss me with all that. Miss me with all that. So she couldn't even point this out. I took the time to answer back. I said, you know what? Do what you got to do. If you can't be my friend no more, that's fine. Protect your peace of mind and space at all costs, because I don't give a damn about what you think or say about me. Majority of my money and support come from Black people. Even my part-time job scrubbing toilets and supervising people scrubbing toilets, Black-owned business. I don't have white friends. You Black folks, until you stop caring about what white people think about you, so-called white people, you'll never be free. Because Negroes talking about it's embarrassing to twerk. It's embarrassing to eat collard greens and watermelon chicken. Nigga, I don't care. Don't really you worry about it, because you white folks got you. Oh, what do white folks think about us? We talk about liberation for Black people. Some of you Negroes talking about what white people think. I don't give a damn what white people think, because they're not thinking about you anyway. You know, the collateral damage, an afterthought at best. Lab rats and guinea pigs for these white people. They don't care about you. If they cared about you, they wouldn't poison your water. So keep on looking for justice from the devil. You just get more hell. The devil's not qualified to give you mercy. Just more hell. Hell. Don't y'all get it yet? But yeah, this black, this white Jewish girl, and I have no problem with her, but I'm saying, miss me with that bullshit. That's disrespectful to me because here it is, you going to, put in jeopardy a 20-something plus year friendship, whatever it may look like. Because she look, I'm gonna keep it civil, but you gonna just throw it out the window or throw it under the bus because I just asked you, show me examples of what you thought I said something that disrespected Jewish people or hurt your feelings. I'm willing to address that. I'm not above being called out for anything. I'm a human being. I make mistakes, but it's kind of odd that you claim I put up something that was anti-Jewish or Semitic, and yet the Fed book or Gestapo book didn't take it down or remove it. Remove it. Excuse me, because they took down things of mine before, put me in Facebook jail for several days. It is what it is. But what I'm saying is, I don't need friendships like that. If that what it takes for me not to be your friend, well, so be it. Thank God. Peace of mind for me. I don't need dead weight right now. I'm in the process of losing weight. I don't need the dead weight. So I don't need the friendships or the co-signers, especially you black people. I'm not going to be on Facebook arguing with you people. I'm not going to be on my YouTube while I have it. I'm not going to be anywhere going to debates with you all, especially the ones that I don't see their faces. You know too much about me, but I don't see your face. You always making these really interesting comments, claiming I'm on a payroll for the Republicans or something. I'm an agent. I'm a Russian bot. I don't care, man. You a clown. I be looking at some of y'all comments, man. I'm not even interested in your input, quite frankly. I'll just look at it. I don't have time to answer this crap. Because what I'm putting down, I'm teaching. And the folks who want to receive the lesson, they will. I can't worry about it. A lot of us ain't gonna make it, man. A lot of us ain't gonna make it out of 2021. Cause we running fool's errand. I never seen people see in 1861, black folks love John Brown, who was a liberator. In 2021, y'all love Joe Biden, who's an enslaver, who's got a 47-year track record of enslaving black people, of breaking up the black family. Then Kamala Harris, she up there, top cop. Michael Jordan of the mass incarceration gang, the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? Y'all think she y'all friend. Vogue should be ashamed of themselves. I'm not into sororities and all this stuff, and frats and stuff, the boule. I don't care about this stuff, but Vogue disrespected the AKAs, and Kamala allowed them to disrespect the AKAs. That was horrible. Have y'all seen the cover from Vogue? The AKA, I mean, that's like some sloppy Joe stuff. They don't respect black women. Kamala should have been ashamed to pose for that bullshit. They should have gave the AKA colors the same treatment as they did the blue and gold photo. They should have just basically took the pink and green and put it in that photo. That's an insult to black women. Sloppy Joe, casual Friday bullshit. Goddamn jeans and Converse. Black women, come on. They disrespected y'all sorority. Have you no shame? Have you no dignity? I remember when was that Vogue? I'm not gonna look this shit up. I'll let y'all look it up. Was this Vogue just several years ago? They had LeBron James on the cover with Tom Brady's supermodel wife. She was like the prize. They had King J look like King Kong. Him like King Kong. Dick Gregory said King Kong movie was about Jack Johnson. Right? I believe him. Why is it that y'all follow people like LeBron James for political advice? This man allowed these bastards to use them as blaxploitation. They had him posing like a gorilla, like Magilla Gorilla, King Kong, with Michelle Bunchen, whatever her name is, Tom Brady's wife, his trophy wife, that's worth a lot of money. Why LeBron didn't have the consciousness not to do that? Why didn't he say, look, I want to have last okay on the photos, how y'all portray me? It's like Malcolm keep on telling us, leave these weaponized celebrities alone. He's telling this from the grave. Malcolm keep on telling us, leave the Democratic plantation alone. He's been telling this from the grave. Y'all say y'all love Malcolm. Y'all don't love Malcolm. Y'all love an idea of a Malcolm. Just like y'all don't love Jesus. Y'all love an idea of a Jesus. But if Jesus was around, y'all disrespect Jesus like y'all disrespected Malcolm. Y'all love the Pope, though. Anybody that do y'all dirty, y'all love. Y'all love somebody putting you down. Y'all love that shit. Somebody want to uplift y'all. Y'all want to bring that person down. See, I told you he ain't no good. I mean, why? Everybody got their flaws. I don't follow leaders. I follow ideas. Give a damn about a leader. I don't even watch the people y'all watch. I ain't gonna even say their name, but y'all watch. I got a lot on my mind. I live an interesting life. I do my own research. I talk to people. I don't need no leader. Y'all on this thing about a code. If we had a code, identity politics would work for black people if we had a code. We don't have no damn code. The only code you got is one you decide to have for yourself called a moral code, a moral compass. We don't have no code as a group. The Irish had the code, Italians, Jews, anybody who got something out of America, they knew the code. Y'all kind of decide, is it more important to be screwing everything or to be black in terms of politics? And you know, when you deal with white people, it's all about the screw, one way or the other. When you deal with their politics in their arena, it's all about screwing you one way or the other. You're not looked at as an equal, not even thought of as anything but something to be utilized and used, and not for your own well-being. So, now I don't follow no celebrity. I don't care about no damn football. I'm gonna go to a Super Bowl party because I want to eat. and just laugh because Super Bowl ain't even that fun anyway. But y'all, until we stop caring about entertainment, we're not gonna get nowhere as a people. And now I would say this. I love jazz. Part of military science, propaganda is a part of military science. But also, I would advise y'all to study the great jazz band leaders. I'm talking about the Duke Ellingtons and Count Basies and the Sun Ra's, Jimmy Lunceford, the Charles Mingus's, how they dealt with their own people. Because black folks are hard to deal with, man. We've been traumatized, we've been screwed over. But look at how those band leaders dealt with their black people. And we're very dysfunctional, but we're brilliant when we get on one accord, on one note. We can understand a vision to get behind. So I spend my time studying black band leaders, listening to black band leaders, studying how they organize their people. I love Fletcher Henderson. To me, he's kind of like what Elijah Muhammad is to black religion. That's what Fletcher Henderson was to jazz, or is to jazz. He's the father of the large jazz band, of the jazz orchestra. Study those type of people, how they deal with interesting personalities, so we can understand how to deal with our people. Like, I'm a supervisor over all black cleaning crew at a large facility, and all of them are older than me. I might have one generation X person in their 50s, but the oldest person that I supervise is about 73 years young. And you'd be amazed how black boomers be acting. Especially, I'm a young guy. I'm like 40 years old. I am 40 years old. And they like the oldest person almost 40 years older than me. So, but yeah, they still got to follow my direction. They got to respect my position. Sometimes they want to test my gangster. I'll be really kind and considerate, but I'll put my foot in your ass and I'll scream. I'll do what I got to do. But yeah, I forgive. I don't hold grudges against black people. I know we had it hard, especially those older than us. Either they may not understand or overstand. Because a lot of times we're not allowed to be fully grown men and women. We are in a state of arrested development as a people. But by me dealing with these black men and women, or black males and females that's way older than me, and also I dealt with younger people, I know how to deal with my people. And a lot of y'all gluttons for punishment. Y'all love to be disrespected and despised. Y'all got a kick out of Dick Gregory cursing me out. Oh, look, you stupid. Nah, Dick Gregory was preparing me for this moment right now. The more months and days stuff go by, I thank God that Dick Gregory chose to prepare me for these moments that we're about to face right now as a people. And a lot of us ain't gonna make it, but I'm gonna do my part to educate y'all the best I can. You can receive it or not receive it. My conscience will be cleared. I will not have this burden on me. So I'm not gonna die for y'all. I can live and teach for y'all. I refuse to goddamn die for any one of y'all. No disrespect. I'll teach y'all some stuff. But Dick Gregory, things are coming to pass. He's an Old Testament prophet. And I was blessed enough to be able to have the presence of mind to record some of these lessons that he was teaching the people. And I'm going to play some of these lessons tonight as a refresher. We got a short memory. We got a short-term memory as a people. We're not dedicated students to history. So instead of y'all trying to figure out if you Democrat or Republican, if we should storm the Capitol and all that BS, turn off the TV, pick up a book, or pick up your smartphone, get on that Kindle, whatever you got to do. Educate yourself now. We need to know this history because history is a part of military science. Studying history is a part of military science. But let me play like this thing because y'all got a short-term memory. I want to talk about the Washington incident, the Washington race war that happened in the summer of 1919, which led to the Red Summer of 1919. But they don't talk about that because black folks won. I'm gonna lay out the story for you all. And this is why We All Be is like nobody else. We are the vanguard of the new black media because not about quantity, it's about quality. I ain't gonna waste your goddamn time talking about some Ray J or some Kardashian or none of that bullshit. Okay. This is the no bullshit zone. This is news free Dixie for the 21st century. And information is power. So I ain't gonna waste your time with that BS. You go somewhere else with that BS bullshit. But excuse me. I love my life. But I had to call. I'm gonna go live several more times this week. I don't know if we'll have the internet or if I'll be on YouTube around this same time next week. But we're gonna go with it, man. I love y'all. It's all done in love. All right. If I offend you, I don't give a damn. It is what it is. You don't have to listen to me. Go somewhere else, goddamn it. Okay. God bless.
Greetings, family, ladies and gents, boys and girls, scholars and laymen. This is your brother, Brother Ron, with a griot-ish moment. Today, July 19th, 2020, marks the 101st anniversary of the Washington Race War. That's right, boys and girls, scholars and laymen. Have you ever heard about the Washington Race War from the Red Summer of 1919? This is the least known or less talked about incident that happened during the Red Summer of 1919. This is when white folks gone wild, Karen and Ken's gone wild, where black folks was assaulted by this system of white inferiority throughout some of the biggest cities in America. This is post World War I when black soldiers came home after making the world safe, quote unquote, for democracy. But a lot of them end up getting lynched in full uniform. Still, a lot of things happen. So, you had incidents in Chicago, and it culminated with the A.L.L race massacre of 1919 right across the bridge from me in A.L.L, Arkansas. But I want to talk about the Washington Race War because this is interesting, because this is actually the one where black folks, you could say, in a way, won. It was a Pyrrhic victory. It was won at a great cost, but black folks fought back. This before Grandmaster Jay and his NFAC committee, NFAC coalition, or whatever, what I'm talking about, that marched on Stone Mountain, Georgia. But this is what I want to talk about. The reason why they don't talk about the Washington Race War is because black folks, like I said, fought back and won. It all happened when this white lady by the name of Elsie Stephnick, she's like the grandmother or the great-grandmother, the great-great-grandmother of the Karens. Now, Elsie Stephnick claimed that she was walking home from work from the engraving department or office, and she was attacked by two black men. Allegedly, some report says she was allegedly jostled or sexually assaulted, or they were trying to steal her umbrella. But anyway, she claimed that she was attacked by these black men. The Washington, D.C. police allegedly arrested some suspects and let them go. She claimed that this happened, but we don't really know if it actually happened. Hence, she is the grandmother of the Karens. So we don't really know. But the thing about it was her husband was an employee at the Naval Aviation Department. So he worked for the government. Some of his buddies got really mad Saturday night. His buddies are people that were in the Army, the Navy, the Marines. So you had white men in their Navy, Marine, and Army uniform tearing up black DC. They went to Southwest, they harassed, beat, brutalized, lynched
rape, pillage, whatever, any black person they could find. They didn't care if you was young and old, or young or old, man, woman, or child, guilty or innocent. They were just beating up, killing black folks, maiming black folks in the streets, mobbing up and down DC in their military uniforms. Let me make it clear. These were enlisted white men that was going around brutalizing the black community based on an incident which may not have ever occurred. That's 101 years ago in the nation's capital. Woodrow Wilson, the president, the one who endorsed the movie The Birth of a Nation, said it was like writing history with lightning. He knew about it and stood down. He did nothing for 4 days as the black citizens of DC were terrified by their own government. Even the Washington, D.C. police did not do anything. 700 police, and when they did something, they got on the side of the lynch mob. See, every race incident, major race massacre, war, disturbance in this country, at the nucleus, at the epicenter, is some form of police misconduct or negligence. Let me be clear. So all this law and order is BS. It's this systemic and organized law and disorder, okay? So you got police officers. You got white men in their Navy, Army, Marine uniform terrorizing black folks for 4 days. So what changed? Black folks said enough is enough. They formed their own impromptu NFAC organization. You had not only this street black folks, but boule, middle-class black folks. You had black teachers, male and female, going to the pawn shops, to the stores, buying up all the guns and all the ammunition. You had the military veterans, or World War I vets. They still had some of their guns and weapons. They were sniping white folks out the top of Howard Theater. You had black folks on the top of Howard. They were teachers, middle class, well-to-do black folks that was with the hood folks sniping these white folks off the Howard Theater. I can't remember. You had black folks doing drive-bys on these mobs of white people. Brother named Thomas Armstead had his girl, Jane Gore. They went out like Queen and Slim, but they took something with them, though. They were driving up and down the street, shooting white folks down who was attacking black people. They had a gang in their car. They were just going, gang, 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 gang. What Judge Joe Brown say? Buy bang, not bling. Buy bang, not bling. Bang, bang, bang. So they're going up and down the street, and they got killed. The ancestors, Thomas Armstead and Jane Gore, she was just 18, and their friends fled on foot. But, the point was made. And Woodrow Wilson said, enough is enough. He called in about 2,000 troops from different military bases that were near D.C. The quest to riot. But what happened, God said it was enough. Had a heavy summer rain came in and basically ended the riot on July 24th. So the race war lasted from July 19th to July 24th, 1919. 4 days. The so-called incident that may never had occurred happened, I believe, on July 18th. So that's why you don't never hear about the Washington race war, because black folks actually won. Now, the statistics said about, and also was unusual, that the high mortality rates of white folks, a lot of white folks got killed. The official statistics was 10 white people to 5 black folks in terms of fatalities. Hundreds of people were injured, the maimed, wounded, whatever. But you had, I think people end up dying later from their injuries that they sustained in the Washington race war of 1919. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Y'all, Donald Trump talking about fake news. The Washington Post, yes, the Washington Post is owned by Jeff Bezos, the soon-to-be first trillionaire in American or world history. That Jeff Bezos, Amazon, that guy who owns the Washington Post, they caused that race war to happen. They printed all types of lies and gossip. Then they encouraged the white citizens of D.C. to murder black folks in cold blood. So the Washington Post should be paying reparations to black people in D.C. proper.
So that's how I feel about it, you know. But they caused that riot to escalate to the wildfire that it became. So y'all should take a look. It's all online. Look at the Washington Race War, Washington Race Riots, Red Summer. I call it the Washington Race Massacre. But you know, look that up and please make this a household thing. We gotta start reclaiming our narratives. If you black out there, reclaim this narrative. The ancestors, the righteous ancestors, demand justice. All you cats talking about, I'm not my ancestors. Sign these hands. You don't got the testicular fortitude to be our ancestors. You know, Kaji Wilson, the father of Negro History Week, which became Black History Month. Kaji Wilson was hiding for his life during the Washington Race War. He saw a black man get tortured, mutilated, and lynched by a crowd of crazy white folks. He was hiding for hours, fearing for the loss of his life. Imagine if he had died back in 1919. Imagine Dr. Carter G. Wilson had died during the Washington Race Riots and all the good work he did. Now, he founded ASALH, the Association of African American Life, what do you call it? The Association for the Study of African American Life and History back in 1915. But this is 4 years later, and Carter G. Wilson lived to, I believe, 1950. Imagine if they would lynch him then. Strange fruit, y'all. So, you know, we got to get these stories. I thank Donald Trump for being in office, because a lot of y'all would never learn any Black history if he wasn't in office for whatever reason. A lot of y'all didn't know about no Juneteenth or no Tulsa, Oklahoma until Trump got into office. Let's be honest, y'all. So support Brother Ron. If you like the words from Brother Herb, please spread the word. You know, make this video go viral. Please support the movement. Cash App $R2C2H2. That's Cash App $R2C2H2. Information is power. Knowledge is the currency of the universe. Know that we love you madly. In the words of that great Washingtonian, Duke Ellington, keep on producing and pushing. Oh, yes.
Who's that peeping in my window? I gotta fix my head. Who's that peeping in my window? Pow! Nobody now. So that is a history lesson that you won't be getting anywhere but on a platform like We All Be TV, where I talk about, you know, Black folks, when the ancestors had their back to the wall, they fought back. And I don't think we as a people are at that point, because we keep on talking about, well, they don't never charge no cop with us getting killed. Well, hell, why should they? Obama had 2 Black attorney generals. Did they charge any cops? Did any cops come? Well, you know, I just, you know, a people that is afraid won't even respect themselves. You understand? Why should they respect us if we don't respect ourselves enough to understand that self-preservation is the #1 law and rule of nature? We got to understand and understand that we're raising a generations and generations of cowards. And cowardice, you know, they said, you know, coward dies 1,000 deaths. Well, there's a lot of generational trauma from cowardice. And we got to stop this as a people. Because if they're killing you anyway, you might well die for something you want to die for, rather than them just killing you just because you exist and then you don't exist no more. That's not a good enough excuse. You know, we got to get out that mindset. But thank you all for donating. Thank you, brother Anthony Harris, for the do. We do what it do. I appreciate it. Then, brother, they say he don't donate, but he donated. I guess when the information is worth donating to, I don't think, brother. Yeah, bring it out, bring it out. It's hard to yell when the barrel is your mouth. Something like that. Thank you, brother. And thank let me see. Thank Kelsey, thank you so much on the Cash App. So we gotta support the things we want to see. And this is just only half the battle. But information is important, and telling these type of stories are very important to keep it in our consciousness. And I want to talk about how, like I said, we talk about what happened last week at the Capitol, right? I want y'all to take a look. If y'all get a chance, buy this book. It's worth buying. It's called The Plot to Kill King by Dr. William Pepper. Now, we interviewed Dr. William Pepper a couple times in the last several years. And this is the third book out of his trilogy. This is like the complete, like what you need to know about what happened to Dr. King, why it happened, and who did it, right? Now, Dr. King, for example, his last march in Memphis took place, I believe, March 28th, 1968. That was a Thursday, if not mistaken. Make sure it was Thursday. Yeah, it was a Thursday. He got killed next Thursday, April 4th. So Dr. King was trying to lead a peaceful march in Memphis for the sanitation workers strike. You know, the photos with the I am a man. They holding no placards or posters, I am a man, walking down the streets of Memphis. So Dr. King, his thing was try to lead a peaceful protest downtown Memphis. The protest ended in violence. It ended in violence, right? So the media blamed Dr. King. They said, Dr. King, you supposed to be a man of peace. How come you created a violent situation in Memphis? No good damn well Dr. King was not responsible for that violence. You have a thing called agent provocateurs, right? You have people that look like us, but they're not for us. Because we got to stop the identity BS, because it's not about the color of skin, it's about the color of character when it comes to dealing with people. It's about the color of character. Because a lot of people that look like me and you and I, they're not for us. They're not even for themselves. They brainwashed. But you had agent provocateurs that started that hysteria in Dr. King's last march. And in the aftermath, you had a 16-year-old black kid named Larry Payne who got killed by the police in the projects. Now, the police officer who killed Larry Payne just passed away within the last 2 years. But white folks, what they do is they had you believe that this police officer that killed Larry Payne was dead all this time. Just like the situation in Mississippi with that police officer named James Ford Seal. The white folks lied about him being dead when he killed 2 young black men back in the early 60s. The white community protected this dude for years, for decades. But then one of the brothers, the victim's brother, one of the guys who got killed, who was a Vietnam veteran, he found out that this white dude was still around. And he brought in a documentary film crew from Canada, and they did a documentary about it. But they, arrested the white boy, James Ford Seal, found him guilty in court, and he died in prison. But the white community protected this killer for decades. See, black folks, I remember in Memphis, not that long ago, it's a black dude that killed this police officer. The black dude killed this young black guy, killed this white police officer. And he went to the preacher, this guy named, I think, Reverend Ralph White. I don't got no, but the preacher told him to turn himself in. Like, the dude went to the preacher, and he said, what would Jesus do type of thing. It's a black preacher, well respected in the community. I'm not knocking Reverend Ralph White, just passed away not too long ago. But my thing is, why is it that it's on black folks to do the right thing all the time and pay the consequences for doing the right thing? But white folks, they know they got killers in their family, killers in their midst, and they protect them for generations and decades. Even if you look at the Emmett Till thing, I have to do a breakdown on the Emmett Till thing because they trying to rewrite the history on the Emmett Till story. Like we really knew what really happened as black people knew, but we don't really know. We don't want to study and hide the contradictions. But Bill Clinton pardoned Roy Bryant's sister, I believe, for welfare fraud back in the late 90s. I'm not mistaken. Roy Bryant, his wife, Carolyn Bryant, claimed that Emmett Till said something or touch her or something like that. That Roy Bryant, his sister was pardoned by President Bill Clinton, I believe, for welfare fraud. Because Roy Bryant kept on getting in trouble with the law for welfare fraud. He actually went back to the Delta where he killed Emmett Till, opened up a grocery store, and he doing a lot of welfare fraud. So there's 2 different type of laws, one for the blackies and one for whitey. So blackies get I'm saying, so the dude turned himself in for killing. I don't know. I heard stories about this cop being a certain way. I don't know. But to me, if we really was about our stuff, if black folks really had a code, we would have tried to handle that in-house. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have said, let's try this brother, bring in our own tribunal. Like, how the Indians do on the reservation, they got their own law enforcement. I thought we would be the natives. I thought we the indigenous ones. We indigenous, right? Indubitably, but we could, if we really had a community, we could have handled that in-house. and gave him out punishment or exonerate the brother. Cause my understanding, there was still some details are kind of suspect with that situation, but it is what it is. But like I said, the devil is only qualified to give you more hell. So I don't know what happened to that brother. He probably gonna never see the light of day. He might have a good chance if he had the right legal representation, whatever, and his story was being able to be heard. He could be a free man. I don't know, but I'm saying, so you asking a system that put a brother like who used to be named H. Rap Brown in prison. H. Rap Brown should not be rotting in prison right now. The guy who killed the sheriff deputy, he confessed to it, a black man. But yet they still got H. Rap Brown in prison because he stood up for black folks back in the 1960s. And what do we do for H. Rap Brown? Couldn't LeBron James sound a tweet about this man's story? All these celebrities y'all worship, could Will and Jada, especially Jada, who was real close to Afeni Shakur, the mother of Tupac, who was a Black Panther, could she do a red table talk about what's going on with H. Rap Brown and Mumi Abu Jamal? Yeah, y'all care about these celebrities. Y'all care about what happened to them. Who gives a damn? Y'all care about them. They don't care about you. When Jada wanted Will Smith to be nominated for an Oscar for their concussion movie, train wreck of a movie, wow, Oscars so white, they all protest. Who cares about some Oscars at a time like this when they killing black folks wholesale in the system? Why is Will and them not talking about Dr. Susan Moore? Why should Brother Ron talk about it if the people y'all love don't talk about it? Y'all sure don't love me like I love Will and Jada or LeBron James. But it's on Brother Ron, you should talk about it. Well, why don't LeBron talk about it? LeBron wasn't scared to talk about Tamir Rice, but yeah, he's the king. Who tells the king what to do? Kings in Europe and royalty will say we had divine right. We are gods. You can't tell a god what to do. But evidently, you can tell LeBron James what to do, especially if he offends the Chinese Communist Party. These Negroes ain't free. They just slaves with more money than you and I. Slave is still a slave, no matter how rich. A slave is still a slave. It's really fascinating times to be alive. But I mean, the fact that y'all still care about celebrities, man, it's just fucking funny to me. Not that I want anything bad to happen, but I'm saying they not important. I don't. Who Kanye West is sleeping with, that's his business. I don't care. You follow any one of us around for 24 hours, people will find things about you that they say, I can't believe they doing that. I can't believe she did that or he did that. Everybody got their demons and flaws. My thing is for black people as individuals, as well as a collective, we got to make peace with our demons so we can survive this thing. You got to have a ceasefire with your demons right now. It's 2021. Lay them grudges down. Lay that burden down. And stop picking up the white man's burden. Please. This ain't our fight right now. Stand down and stand by, or stand by and stand down. But whatever you do, get the fuck out the way. Let these white folks have it out. Just look at it like the Avengers Civil War movie. White folks, they're going to fight, but they already know what the objective is. White folks don't mind fighting each other as long as they get the rewards at the end of the day. They don't want you to have shit, but y'all want to pick sides and not talk to family. I got old boomer Negroes. They won't even talk to me. I'm not my old boomer. What the fuck? I guess he's a boomer. He's in his 70s, right? Childhood preacher unfriended me on Facebook because my political views. And got these old boomers. I said, how can y'all be so smart but don't know shit? How can you live this long and not be politically more sophisticated? What the hell y'all doing? They ain't got the nerve to reproduce. Negro, we don't need more of this shit. We need for this to go the way of the dinosaur. The way y'all think, we need it to go away. Fuck identity politics. I don't want to hear about no first black this or first black that when black folks are left behind. Because if it was on the right code, it wouldn't be no such thing as a first black because we already have everything. We all got it together. But the system teaches y'all divide and conquer. Their power is based on divide and conquer. So you Negroes celebrate first us. Who gives a damn about a first this or first that in 2021? Oh, the first black Secretary of Defense. That nigga ain't running the Pentagon. He's getting run by the Pentagon. Nigga on plantation. Uncle Stephen ass nigga. I never heard this Negro before. And we know what the ones we heard about, how they do us. Now, this unknown Negro, I don't know type of a belief that he's the spook that sat by the door. Obsessed with celebrity. Obsessed with it. I know y'all don't know how shit work. I'm not a lawyer, but y'all write me about legal stuff. I'm not a lawyer. Judge Brown, yeah, he was a lawyer. He's not a practicing lawyer, right now. And I'm not a lawyer, but y'all be writing about y'all shit. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this hangnail or some shit. I can't worry about your problems too. I can't pick up your burdens, bro. Especially like some of you cats, man. Y'all older than me. Y'all probably be giving me game. And yeah, y'all want a game from me. I said, nigga, ain't you 30 years older than me? Don't y'all supposed to be telling me the shit I'm telling y'all? Well, brother Brown, I'm looking for a hero, man. I need, nigga, that's why I know you ain't a man. You just a male that happened to get some pussy and reproduce. But nigga, you ain't no man. So why another man looking for another man for inspiration? Nigga, please. Nigga, just live your life. Shit. Just live it, man. Cause I'm trying to handle my shit right now. I'm trying to get my shit together. That's why I can't die for y'all, man. I live and teach y'all some shit, but I'm gonna live, man. Cause I'm not waiting for y'all to give me anything inside of terms of flowers. Y'all might give me some shit, but y'all ain't gonna give me no flowers. So I'm just gonna live my life and take the shit and grow shit with it. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna grow some shit with the shit that you give me. So, brothers be envious. I mean, y'all, sometimes people hate you for the wrong reason, bro. I want to help some of these dudes. These dudes are so small-minded, but yet they reproduce. Why are women picking dudes that act more like women than they do to reproduce with? And that's another show. But I'm all over the place. Not really. This is my show. Talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. Let me see what else. Let me remember. I talked to Dick Gregory like a week before Donald Trump's inauguration. And he said, Ron, I want you to go to DC and check it out and just get footage for your archives. It'd be very valuable footage. I said, Dick, I'm not going to really go. In hindsight, I probably should have went. He said we could have connected. This is back, when we call them white pussies, like the pussycat had white women. White women are so deceitful as a group. They're very deceptive because they want you to think they hate Trump. You created Trump. How you gonna hate something you create? You love white men like this. A lot of white women didn't care for suffrage, especially the ones who were elites and they had money and resources, because they, black women have lost, black women lost their way 50-something years ago. When you chose your sex over your race, you lost your way. You sold your soul. I'm not going to hear, well, not all black women. Now I want to hear that because y'all celebrate the black women. They chose their sex over their race. They chose their white zaddy over their black family. Y'all black women as a whole celebrate that shit. And now the chickens are coming home to roost. This ain't gonna be no. I can't save y'all, man. Y'all talking about we gotta protect the work. No, we're gonna have to deal with it because a lot of black women think they men. You speak like a man, you act like a man. Well, you gonna have to get your ass kicked like a man. Ain't gonna be me doing it. Don't take my word for it. For now, But this has to happen. This is purge season. This has to happen. We're gonna have to get on code for real. We all we got. Nobody else cares for black people. Everybody against us. But it's sad that when we are against us, but like I said, this don't want to get involved in this fight. There was not no insurrection on Trump part. There was a false flag psyop, like they did Dr. King to discredit Dr. King, and they killed Dr. King. Donald Trump, history gonna be kind to Donald Trump. History is going to exonerate Donald Trump. He was not the villain in this whole thing. I don't see how y'all can't see it. This social media censorship is like Nazi book burning back in the 30s. I don't understand how y'all can't understand that. But Dick Gregory been in my mind a lot lately. Play a couple of Dick Gregory videos and follow it up with some insight on some other stuff, and then we'll go from there. But I know some people talk about the Marion Carey assassination. The sister that got killed on October 4th, I believe, 2013, which is was the Obama's wedding anniversary. She had the kid in the car. She claimed the child was Obama's, like a scene from the TV show Scandal. which was created and produced by a Washington, D.C. insider who worked for the Bushes and the Clintons, a black woman. So it wouldn't be hard for me to believe that this woman was Obama's baby mama. And why would the DC police shoot this woman like this? Could they shot her tires out? I mean, really? Because I don't know. It's a game. Bobby D. Gregory. I'm gonna let him tell y'all shit. And I'll come right back. Man, our people, boy. God bless us.
Have we met before?
I don't think so.
You are a liar.
I thought we were playing.
And so you just keep looking at this stuff. What was the sister they assassinated?
Oh, Mary and Carrie in D.C.?
Yeah. Well, now let's back up and ask some questions. Those of you all who's been here to D.C., they got so much concrete to stop you from coming into that White House. There's no way she could have drove into the gate. Now, the reason she was able to drive so fast when she's on her way to the Capitol, because when the president leaves the White House and goes down to Congress, all the stoplights on that street turn red. All them lights was red. Did she turn red? That's why when the other thing is, wasn't nobody in the car. That car was run by remote control. I said, what do you mean? Drones is run by remote control? Huh? You crazy? And so if you looked at that and watched it, you saw that car make some funny turns, surrounded by cops, and come out and get away. Now when they got her surrounded, we never saw nobody in that car. When that cop came up with that baby, you never saw where that baby came from. You did not see them take that baby out the car. Another question. She's going to get in a car with a 1-year-old baby. Now, hear this. The baby wasn't 1 year old. The baby was 18 months, okay? What did she have the baby in her lap? She going to drive from Connecticut to D.C. with a baby who they say is 1 year old? Was she on the back seat? Where'd they stop to eat? Where'd they get food? And where'd they gas up? Because the filling station out there got cameras. Remember the astronaut lady when she was going to kill that astronaut she was in love with?
Yes, sir. I remember that.
But you remember she was wearing the Pampers because she wasn't going to stop nowhere to eat?
Yes, sir.
Because she know they got cameras. She had gasoline in the car. So now, where did this sister gas up? Or what kind of car she got that can come from Connecticut all the way to D.C. without using any gas? Where's the baby's father, huh? Where's the baby's father? Where's the baby? Who got the baby? The sisters haven't got it, huh? Where's the baby? They claim they found a passport in the car for her and the baby. Well, wait a minute. One strict law, you cannot take a baby out of this country if you're a man without a consent of the wife, the mother, if you're a woman without a consent of the father, huh?
Yes, sir.
So how did they get that passport without having the consent, huh? Then you heard them say that she thought the president was after, her boyfriend. You heard that, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, what's her boyfriend's name? How come we ain't seen the boyfriend, huh? Boyfriend CIA works at the White House. Hello. Hello, huh?
All right.
She was assassinated by naval intelligence, okay? She was a dental technician. Did you know that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this place in Connecticut, they say it's a, dentist. No, it's a secret hideout for naval intelligence assassination hit squad, okay? Now, did she hear something in there she wasn't supposed to hear? She reported it to the police in that little town that people are after her, huh? The White House has got her house surrounded. Now, I don't care how crazy we think we are. How come the New York Times here don't print it? How come the New York Times don't tell us who this boyfriend is that you quoted? How come when they came in her house with a warrant, they came through the window? Why didn't they come through the front door? They came in the front door. Right at the front door, they found medicine, prescription medicine to deal with her paranoia. Well, the person came through the window. Did they bring it? Why do you come through a window with a legitimate warrant for me, and you not worrying about me killing nobody or doing that? Well, so let's say they shot in the car because they thought she might have had a bomb, right? That's not our job. If me and you are cops in Memphis, we call for the bomb squad. All we do is secure the car and wait till the bomb squad gets there. Them bum-sniffing dogs, you can't find no more bum-sniffing dogs than you find around the Senate and the Congress. How come we didn't see one dog doing that whole thing?
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
I hear you.
We didn't see one dog who's been trained to sniff out explosives. How come none of them cops had on protective gear since you thought it was a bum? As close as you was to that car, had it been a bum in there, you would have died too. When you see the bomb squad show up, man, those guys look like something from another planet. They got all that steel and stuff on.
Yes, sir.
Them cars, they bringing in, them trucks bringing there. So how come we didn't see none of that? And the New York Times and the Washington Post don't question it? Who was she? Had she heard something? Who was she?
A lot of us have forgotten about Sister Marion Carey situation, right? So many stories we forget about. Black folks, we as a people, not just black people, but as a people, as Americans, they keep us so distracted with the bread and circuses. We can't even have enough time to focus on anything. Where's the resolution? What happened with that case? Why is no follow-up? Where's the black media in talking about this case? This case is not resolved. Why nobody's talking about this? But we worry about Kim Kardashian, Lori Harvey, and Michael B. Jordan. Why? How's that going to change your life? You got to understand what this beast is capable of doing. They don't care about your black life, let alone the American people in general. We're just lab rats, guinea pig, collateral damage for their wicked system. And our problem is we don't want to get rid of the system. We want to be a part of the system. This year will be the 10-year anniversary of the so-called Occupy Wall Street movement. Y'all remember that movement? Occupy Wall Street. Now, we told our elected officials, the so-called constituents, I don't believe that they answer to us because we're not the real constituency. The people who put them in place to set these policies are the real constituents. See, Obama did not answer to the American people with the bailout. He answered to the banks because Goldman Sachs was his #1 campaign contributor. The people who cut them checks, them big checks that don't bounce, that's who they listen to. That's who they, act on behalf of, an agency of. The American people, I remember people in Memphis was telling Congressman Cohen not to bail out the banks when that Great Recession stuff hit on Bush watch back in 2008. And they said they was too big to fail. And the Congress bailed them out anyway, but they wouldn't bail out the American people with the subprime mortgage BS, right? A lot of people lost their homes and minds. So you had to Occupy Wall Street. My problem with Occupy Wall Street, was that why not? It should have been destroy Wall Street, defund Wall Street. Why occupy it? Because you just won't be a member of the country club. You don't care that they have exploited people, that they have destroyed people's livelihoods and family life. You want to be a part of the country club. You didn't want to destroy Wall Street. You want to occupy. You want to be a member of the club. Most Americans don't really want to do the right thing. They want to benefit from a good thing at somebody else's expense. Like you said, you want a living wage, but yet you want Walmart. You can't help Walmart and a living wage or a minimum wage. Minimum wage should be almost $30 an hour. Joe Biden talking about $15 an hour. They ain't gonna cut it in California or New York, making some $15 an hour. You need almost $30 an hour. That's minimum wage for cost of living going up and inflation over the years. How is that you can't give people more than $15 an hour, but we can explain the insanely wealthy Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos? Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos gets government subsidies. They get corporate welfare. Read The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. Corporations should be dissolved once mission accomplished. They should not be funded into perpetuity. Government should not be funding corporations to perpetuity, but yet not letting us have another sack in 2000. They won't even give us a $2,000 stimulus check of our own taxpayer money, but you're giving Elon Musk billions of dollars to play around with, to jack off with, to go into space with, while people are starving. Judge got a lot of faith in this system. I don't care for them NASA, because if you can't go back to the moon after 50-something years ago, something's wrong. We spending too much money there. If y'all can't give us no proof of no alien, I don't want to hear about in 180 days. I want to see a space baby, damn it. I want to have an alien go on Maury Povich say, and Maury said, Maury, you're not the father. You're not the father. I want to see that shit. You got all the DreamWorks and Steven Spielberg. Create us an alien invasion right now. I want an alien invasion by Inauguration Day. Some stuff gonna be going down. Y'all, they talking about false flag. It's a big event going on. It's going down. They already got us prepared for it. Once y'all check out the last several seasons of Homeland. Homeland is one of my favorite shows of all time. One of my favorite TV shows of all time. And it just ended last year. And basically what Homeland has done is illustrated why not only the CIA is not needed, why the CIA is dangerous to world peace. That whole series about showing how the CIA has done more harm than good. Y'all need to check it out, especially the last several seasons when they had a coup d'etat. They talk about the coup d'etat that happened. I love Homeland. Carrie, the woman that played Carrie, she's a great actress. Claire Danes, she played that role to the hilt. Crazy ass white woman, is smart, but she crazy as batshit. But she was a real patriot that was screwed over by the system. Same thing with 24, Jack Bauer. The real heroes and patriots are always screwed over by the people in the system. That's how it works. And like look at Lee Harvey Oswald, who really didn't kill Kennedy. He was a double agent. He worked for the CIA and the FBI. But he thought he was going to Dallas to save the president's life, and they set him up as a patsy. And then they killed him before he could even testify about his involvement, what was his actual role in the whole thing. You remember when Donald Trump said that Ted Cruz's daddy was involved in the JFK assassination? There's a picture of him with Lee Harvey Oswald, where there is a picture of Ted Cruz's father allegedly with Lee Harvey Oswald. When they're doing that fair play for Cuba stuff down in New Orleans, that stuff is true. Donald Trump, whatever y'all think about him, he has not really lied like y'all say he did to the American people. Y'all can't even tell me how he lied. I be talking to these black boomers. I said, well, why you don't like Trump again? Well, I just hate him. You just got to get him out by any means. But why? Because he did. I don't know. Just did. But they asked me why you don't. They don't even want to ask me why I can't support Biden. Because they know I know the answers. I did my research on Biden. Ain't that hard. But these fools still trust CNN and MSNBC and all these this is Operation Mockingbird media, man. But yeah, I'm the one crazy. You got family. I got people on both sides of my family think I'm the one of Looney Tunes. See, it brings up to mind what Dick Gregory said. He said, Ron, the stuff I'm telling you, if I told it to my mama, she'll put me in a loony bin. She'll have me arrested. I can't talk to my family about this shit. I just got to make my peace with it. He said, you know what? I'm just going to put the information out. Because these fools be on my social media talking about not just family, but so-called friends and weirdos. You know how you have no people that never respond to anything positive or what you do. But when you say something that's contrarian to their beliefs, they want to come out of nowhere. They never offer you any type of inspiration or hope or input or any type of help. They just want to say some negative shit on some stuff. You didn't ask for their opinion. Hell, you don't even know how y'all became social media friends. Yeah, I got Negroes like that. I don't answer them no more. I'm tired of it. Because you'll take something out post and you go somewhere else with it. I ain't talking about that. Because you want to make your emotional damn point about nothingness. So I don't have time to waste that type of energy no more. But It is fascinating, but now I know I'm a teacher. I'm not a martyr. I'm not meant to die for y'all sins. I'm just been here to. I just been sitting here to teach y'all about some things. If you're willing to learn the lessons, that's about it. And we're just humans having a human experience. And I can't worry about saving y'all. Save yourself. I love y'all enough to share what's on my mind and to share my research. And that's as far as it's going to go at this point. I'm not killing myself for black people. It's not worth it. We had Malcolm X, we had Marcus Garvey, Dr. King, Frederick Douglass, Harry Tubman, Fannie Lou Hamer. We had some of the best, H. Rap Brown, Stokely. We got the best people, but y'all don't love them. Y'all love folks that despise you. You claim Cardi B, but Cardi B hates black people. Oh, she one of us. No, she not. Because she don't want to be. And I Doja Cat, I respect that. Be who you want to be. I ain't gonna claim you. You on your own. Like Patti LaBelle, you on your own, baby. They claiming that bullshit. And the people that fight for us, oh, they dying. You motherfuckers dying of diabetes, heart attacks, broken hearts, and broken spirits, and people forget about you. See, the people that love us, we forget about them. Like Jimmy Lunsford. I had fools on my channel talking about, I'm tired of Jimmy Lunsford. Nigga, you never heard of Jimmy Lunsford in your goddamn life until you subscribe to my goddamn channel. Jimmy Lunsford loved black people. He knew he was indigenous. He named his first group the Chickasaw Syncopators. Chickasaw Syncopators. His folks own hundreds of acres of land in Mississippi to this day. He knew who he was, but we don't know who we are. See, we don't know who you are. You get all upside down confused. You want to join in everything that's not for you. Like I said, black people, stand down, stand by, stand down. Right now, this is not our fight. We got to have a ceasefire with our internal selves and as a collective. Some of the most important conversations you can have would not be taking place on Facebook Live, on YouTube, or in TikTok. All this bullshit, y'all ain't talking about nothing. Even the black man, black woman thing. Like I tell brothers now, I said, you brothers that love guns and cars, treat your women like you treat your guns and cars, with respect and very carefully. Learn your women like you learn your guns and cars. That's about it. I don't want to hear this no more. I'm tired of it. Really, quite frankly, I'm not going to deal with no woman that don't want to be dealt with. That's how you keep your peace. Just respect people's space, man. I don't want to hear this shit no more. I mean, be a man. And most time, people talk about I'm a man up. People don't man up. People have a right to their gripes. People dealing with trauma, especially black men and black women, we got a lot of trauma between ourselves that we self-inflict, and also we dealing with each other. So I have no problem with us having safe spaces to talk about it. I don't see the problem with it. But my thing is, I'm not interested in winning you over about that. I don't give a damn, because I've been through enough, and whatever I got coming to me, I'm gonna have coming to me, because I'm gonna be who I want to be. I'm gonna be authentic. I have women that tell me stuff like, "Oh, Ron, you just need to listen to me." And I say, I do listen to you, but I'm not gonna do everything you tell me to do. What woman respects a man that does everything she tells him to do? She doesn't respect that. Sometimes, to say no is to say yes. Yes to self-respect and to the respect, period. You can't always please everybody. If you always pleasing everybody, that means you're not making a difference. That means your life didn't matter. If all they could say about you is that, oh, you was a nice person, nice is a bad word. Nice is just as bad as being called humble. Humble and nice are horrible words. There's a reason why they say nice guys finish last. And like I said, y'all love the assholes. Y'all talking about, I hate that asshole. That's why a lot of people love Donald Trump, because he was an asshole, because he spoke his mind without filters. He gave no fucks. He did not apologize. Like the Jewish girl wanted me to apologize for something I didn't know I said. And I asked her, can you point out the post you had a problem with a Jewish lady that you thought I was disrespecting Jewish people? She said, I don't know. I just went through it. Bitch, don't call me, with all due respect. Don't bother me. And all I'm doing is checking in, see how you doing as a friend. And if you willing to throw away 20 plus years of friendship over some bullshit that you too goddamn lazy on a Sunday to find for me the screenshot and let me look and defend myself, well, I can give two fucks. Be gone. And then what I'm telling a lot of y'all think that, even if you gave me money or whatever, fuck the shit. Look, hey, let me get into that agent bullshit. All right. And I don't care. This is probably my last time I'm gonna address this bullshit. You bastards that don't know how to think for yourself. You fucking dim bots and CNN bots and all this bullshit. I'm gonna set you straight right now. I'm an agent. I'm a thought provocateur. My thing is to get you assholes to think by heightening the contradictions, presenting information that conflicts. That's how you get critical thinking done, because they don't teach that shit in school no more. That's how you don't learn it at home, because a lot of y'all people don't be thinking. I had a friend, like, damn, I just pissed off everybody. I don't know, and I be checking in, see how they doing. Okay, I had a friend. She's a nurse. And I asked her, you gonna do that V? You gonna get that V done? She said, yeah, I'm gonna get it done this week. And then okay, I left it at that. I said, okay. And then she come back with some bullshit like, well, it's not like Tuskegee. We made medical advances. I said, first of all, I didn't bring up Tuskegee. This bitch brought up Tuskegee. So I'm saying, okay. Asked somebody, said, I understand that, honey, or hun. She like to see the hun shit. There's a hun, calling people hun, a Midwest thing, like hun, like in honey. She said, hun, we made medical advances since then, since Tuskegee. I said, but it was never about medical advances. Tuskegee was about medical ethics. It's not about advances in technology innovation. It's about being fucking ethical. Just like what happened to Henrietta Lacks was about ethics. Just like with J. Marion Sims, the so-called father of gynecology, that's about ethics. About having proper bedside manner and caring for your so-called patient. This ain't about advances. This is about ethics. Because those medical advances even came at the cost of us being lab rats and guinea pigs. I'm going to tell you this Dick Gregory story. I'm going to keep on telling it. Because you told that before. Hell, you learn through repetition. See, yeah, it's stupid shit that people don't question. Like they say, what they say, y'all like to say, because y'all so fucking smart. I'm saying it right. I'm on live TV. The definition of doing something, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Nah, nigga, that's called practicing. That's called studying. That's not insanity. That's how you learn. Doing shit over and over again. Repetition. Charlie Parker, he said he practiced on his saxophone 11 to 15 hours a day for 4 years. That's insane to the average no achieving motherfucker. Yeah. If you want to achieve stuff, you got to be extreme. You just can't be half-assed in life. If you want to do something that's spectacular, you got to be committed and focused and disciplined. A lot of mediocre people out here. Only a few great people. And you can either do it this way. You can be extremely great at what you do or extremely bad at what you do. But you got to have extremes. It can't be no mediocre bullshit. It's like with people, like with Hillary Clinton. People get this weird polarizing response about a Hillary, like a Donald Trump. Well, I hate her. I love her. I hate him. I love him. But that's a sign of effectiveness. Because you never hear an average person say, I don't know what I think about Hillary Clinton. I don't know how I feel about Donald Trump. Everybody got a clear opinion about these subjects. That's a sign of effectiveness. It could be a sign of greatness for some, or it could be the sign of an antichrist for other people. But one man's antichrist is another man's savior. Okay? So, we got to break this down, people. You got to heighten the contradictions. You can't be everybody's friend. Especially some of you people that want to save everybody. You ain't going to be able to save everybody. The only person you can save is yourself. Now, you can do things like, look, I'm there for you if you need me. Here's my contact information. That's all you can really do. People got to choose for themselves if they want to save themselves. It's not on you to save anybody. Jesus died for our sins and people still sinning. This Jesus guy, that's what they tell me. And I don't really get into people's religions like that. You believe what you want to believe. I don't care. As long as your beliefs don't undermine my existence, you can believe what you want to believe. Okay? It's really trippy. But let me play. Yeah, I love ribs. Eat what I fucking want. You got vegans and vegetarians can't even make it to 50 years old. Eat what you fucking want. Do what you want to do. It's your life. See, I'm in Memphis. I eat ribs. Hell yeah. I eat collard greens. I eat watermelon. I eat chicken. Oh, it's embarrassing that black folks eat collard greens. I don't give a damn. You fools care too much about really what it all comes down to. Our problem as a people is that black folks want to be around their oppressor all the time. Dr. Randy Short would tell me treat him white. I love Dr. Randy Short. Y'all need to check out his YouTube channel. People tell me what we need to have Dr. Short on. Dr. Short over there doing marathon shows like he raising money for Jerry's kids, doing 7-hour sets and 5. I can't do that. Dr. Short got the energy. He do 5-hour shows and come back do a 7-hour show. All that Dr. Short. Go to Randy Short YouTube channel while you can. You know, why y'all still can. I don't know where we're gonna be next year or next week, actually. Will there be a YouTube up next week? Will there be a social media? I don't know. Very amazing times. But he would tell me treat him white. I said, bro, I do treat you white. I don't like dealing with white people every day like that. I have trauma dealing with white people. I went to a predominantly white institution. And these people, I'm still dealing with stuff from that. You know, I remember I read somewhere with Dr. Carter G. Wilson, the second black man to get a PhD from Harvard University behind Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois. They say it took him 20 years to go back to Harvard. His man's a scholar. And y'all don't know, them white folks, man, they put you through some hell. It's like when black people go through the military. People say, well, I'm normal. Nigga, you ain't normal went through the goddamn military. Especially a place like the Navy. Come on, man. You're in the Navy now. Man, they do all type of horrible shit to black folks in the military. I need to do a show about that. Well, I still can, but man, I have to go. We all be underground with it, you know? Y'all be killing me with this stuff. Y'all think y'all normal. Man, if you normal in an insane system, you are the one truly insane. Ain't nobody walking around here normal. You wouldn't be survived. You start thinking shit from the same point of view. You think about all the crazy shit you submit to on a daily basis. You call yourself fucking normal? Please. I'm crazily maladjusted. In a way, in hell, I get used to a system that don't respect my full humanity. Then I teach my children to do that. You teach your children to respect thugs and filth, and then wonder why you can't get no respect at home. Because you lost your goddamn credibility. That's why. You instill that type of inferiority complex in your children. It's not the school job to teach your kids who they are. That's your fucking job, parent, grandparent, uncle, aunt, brother, sister. It's our job. It's the village job to teach our kids who they are. They have a foundation to stand on. Y'all keep on telling me they don't learn this in school. Nigga, you know what school is? It's not a school. It's an indoctrination camp. It's an indoctrination camp. You got to be the school. But I'm playing on Dick Gregory thing. I'm playing a Dick Gregory thing. But yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I want to call me a goddamn agent. You know, I have a car. Now, if I was an agent, I would have me a nice ass luxury car, luxury SUV or something like that. But my car, I got an SUV that has no power steering. I've been driving without power steering for 3 years in my SUV. It's like some Fred Flintstone shit, right? So that's my condition. That's how I get my upper body trained. So I'm 40 years old. I got that old man strength. You know how you have that old man strength where you just have it as you get older, that certain strength you have. You can just, I got that. Plus, just been driving my car without no damn power steering for almost 3 years. Every time I go to fill up my car, I got to worry about if it's going to turn over, if it's going to start. It take me like I got a 3-part process to start my damn car. I'm not just turning in the ignition or whatever. I got to turn the ignition, do over here, do some shit with a screwdriver. That's my reality, okay? It's like I'm holding my car together with Gorilla Tape and Indian rubber. One time I was driving around in my SUV truck with a nail in one of the wheels for over a year. Some good ass tires. What I'm saying is, one of my windows, I got it taped up with Gorilla Tape. So I don't know when I fool my, when my car gonna act the fool on me when I get a boost off or something. And luckily I got me one of those self, starters, like them car batteries that you could charge yourself with. You don't have to worry about calling nobody to help you charge it. So that's my car situation. Right? And I got some other shit I'm dealing with. I'm not gonna talk about it on here, but I'm saying this car, you think if I was an agent and I'm getting paid by Republicans or by whatever organization, I would have a better car for myself. Hopefully I could get that this year. But that's my reality every day. Then I work a job where I supervise people cleaning toilets. And sometimes I have to clean a toilet when people don't show up, mop floors, things of that nature. I'm a supervisor. Black-owned company. But what I'm saying is, if I was getting that agent money, why would I need a part-time job? Why would I have a car I have right now? This shit doesn't pay the bills. I do it for the love of the people and because I be having a lot of shit go through me. I be having these dead people talk to me like 6 cents or some shit. They be like, tell my story. Brother Ron, tell them this. Dick Gregory be my fucking ear. Tell my son, you need to tell them rest, sleep, like with rest, exercise, and water, brother Ron. People, vitamin D. Dick Gregory was talking about vitamin D on my show, L.Arginine, several years ago. Y'all just now catching up to taking vitamins and shit. Okay? We'll say. So I'm saying, man, I have been doing a lot of shit like anybody else. I'm a human being. I put my pants on one leg at a time. All that shit, right? I'm just like y'all. There's nothing special about me outside of the fact that I choose to care. Like when I get knowledge, I want to share it because not sharing knowledge is a burden too. And I got a lot of stuff I want to share. And hopefully I get through these shows and share with you all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's why I want to say it's agent bullshit. I can't even take y'all, especially y'all be saying bullshit about me. I don't even see your face. Y'all ain't trying to send me no, nothing, no naked pics or nothing. I know you're a real human being. That you ain't working for the Pentagon or NSA or some shit or the CCP. I don't know who the fuck y'all are. Y'all be talking about all this crazy shit. Then y'all got the nerve talking about when I talk about Biden being an enslaver. Like I said, the thing about John Brown in 1861, black folks had mad love for John Brown, and in 2021, black folks got mad love for Joe Biden. Some dude talking about, well, you gotta tell the whole truth about that, bro. Right? Nigga, I ain't ask your opinion on that shit. Nigga, I'm telling you real shit. You Negroes got no love for other black people. How the hell y'all gonna love the Democratic Party? I'm gonna tell you something. Let's say Joe Biden and Kamala are inaugurated on the 20th or whatever. Maybe it'd be March. Who knows? You got the White House that's Democrat. You got both houses in Congress Democrat. Now, what would be the excuse why we can't get no reparations for specifically indigenous black people? What would be the excuse? And what would be the excuse for you Negroes to keep on voting for the Democratic plantation? All you Uncle Stevens and Aunt Stephanies, what be y'all damn excuse then? Got no goddamn agenda. And I always talking about some vote. Like, vote don't mean shit. Vote is the least important thing in the whole goddamn political tool belt. Get your goddamn money game up and get some lobbyists on K Street and get a goddamn agenda. If y'all, y'all talking about the Jews, why don't y'all study the Jews? Talking about AIPAC and shit and Israel and Zionism. Study these motherfuckers. Study the blueprint like they study rock and roll. Like they study jazz. Like they study R&B. Negroes always teaching game and shit. They go back to Africa. Julius Caesar and them couldn't stand going to goddamn Europe. It's like going to the backwoods of Appalachia, Alabama, Mississippi, going to goddamn Europe back in this time. They used to love to go to Africa. All the knowledge in the universities in Africa. But they got you thinking that Africa ass back. Let all the shit come out of. They're going to Egypt and shit and Timbuktu and shit like that. They got you thinking that Timbuktu is like Looney Tunes. Anything that black people do is bad. Anything white folks steal from us is great. But I can't even call it stealing. We teaching them every goddamn thing. We love to teach everybody but our damn selves. Like you looking at the documentary Waiting for Superman, right? About Jeffrey Canada, who started the Harlem Children's Zone up in New York. But it was a situation like the founders of KIPP, the KIPP school stuff. These Jewish guys, I think they're Jewish, probably are Jewish. They got the idea from studying a black woman in Houston, Texas in the classroom. She was using rap or music to create lessons for her students to better understand and grasp the concepts. I doubt they paid that woman any money. You guys became millionaires off that shit. I'm thinking, and I'm knowing they did, because that's how white folks think. Everything is about business. It ain't about principle. It ain't about ethics. It's about business. That's the bottom line. I wonder if they cut that sister any type of check that they stole that idea from, or they borrowed the idea from how to do the KIPP schools. She probably didn't get a goddamn thing but a thank you, if at that, or a Coke and a goddamn smile. But what I'm saying is, think about if George Washington Carver patented his most important innovations and inventions in his field. Now, they said George Washington Carver didn't believe in money. I'm talking about the brother down in Tuskegee, all the ways to do the peanut and all that stuff. They say he didn't believe in money. I talked to people that are associated with Tuskegee. They said when folks used to ask for money to borrow from George Washington Carver, George Washington Carver will point them to his dresser drawer full of checks he didn't cash from Tuskegee. Basically, he was working for free for decades. He didn't worry about money. He didn't care for money. He was, a servant of God. And also, they cut his balls off. This is what white folks did to George Washington Carver. This man did all the great things for white people. They cut his balls off when he was young. Listen to a voice recording of George Washington Carver online. But he didn't believe him. Imagine if George Washington Carver left patents. He got patents for all his most important inventions and left to Tuskegee. Tuskegee will have more money than God and Harvard University combined. Tuskegee will have more money than God and Harvard University combined. Black folks, we always give away our shit. Nearest Green with Jack Daniels. Rufus Payne with Hank Williams Sr., so-called king of country music. Learned that from a black man. And a lot of y'all can't stand country, but country is our music too. No, I tell the sister about I was talking about Jimmy Rogers. Ole, ole, ole. That dude from Meridian, Mississippi. He did this song called Blue Yodel No. 9 with Louis Armstrong and his wife Lil Hot Armstrong. I made a case that could be the first gangster rap song ever recorded in America, because it talks about him breaking up a gambling situation on Bill Street in Maine. So I started shooting and sending all the rounders home. So y'all need to listen. Ole, ole, ole. That's our shit too. But yeah, y'all so ashamed. Y'all don't know nothing and shit. Don't know how to wipe your ass properly, but yet long you want almost ashamed of collard greens and chicken and water. Why? Watermelon chicken and collard greens good as fuck. Y'all too concerned about white people. We talk about black liberation. I promise you, go to any meeting about black folks talking about we're gonna do something with black people. It's gonna be some of you Negroes bringing up white people. We say we're gonna do something about black people. We ain't say about white people. Why y'all always bring up white people? Then y'all love the interracial sex. Is it worth it? If you could get reparations tonight, and they said one part of reparations, you can't sleep with white women, you can't sleep with white men. Could y'all give it the white meat for actual real reparations? Could y'all give it up? Like I said, I told Dr. Randy Short, a good day is when I have limited access to white people. That's a good day for me. I don't hate white people. It ain't about hate. It's about self-preservation. It's about self-preservation. I love myself more than wanting to be liked by anybody, especially white people. I love myself that much. Well, I didn't know what. Nah, I love pussy, but goddamn it, your attitude stink. Your pussy smell good, but your attitude stink. I can't be around this bitch. Got to go. Peace of mind, baby. A house is not a home. Got to go. Hit the road, Jackie. Hit the road, Jackie. So, a lot of times I read y'all come in, people get that stupid shit. Man, I don't goddamn agent. If I was an agent, I need to have a book deal and a better car. Now, I do got a nice day. This is my artwork. People try to wonder, it's the art. It's all me, man. I'm a creative motherfucker. I'm very creative, very expressive. And a lot of times I let y'all off the hook because I'm good with the wordplay. I can write. I play my trumpet. I draw and all that shit. I'm creative. If I didn't have these outlets, I probably would have killed somebody by now. But Lead Belly, the great Lead Belly, y'all ever heard of Lead Belly from Louisiana? Great folk artist. He killed a motherfucker, got out of prison by writing a song for the I think it was governor or the prison warden down in Louisiana. Y'all looked that up. He got out of prison by writing a goddamn song. Your creativity could save your life. But let me play. Yeah, the Congressional Black Caucus. You talking about some agents? They get paid money. You ain't hear nothing from Maxine and company. They don't talk about shit. All they talking about is hating Trump and getting him out of office. Like that John Gotti movie from HBO. 5 or 10 years now, you're gonna miss Donald Trump. Donald Trump was not as bad. He was probably the best friend for black people in a long time in that Oval Office. Could have got some things done, but Negroes in their feelings and worry about wanting to press their white friends. Nigga, I don't got no white friends, but I probably got more white friends than you. Once again, I don't have no white friends, but I probably may have more white friends than you. That's the irony of the whole thing. But man, y'all gonna learn. This is teaching time. This is purge time. This is woodshed time for the folks that's serious about liberation. What I mean by woodshedding, that's a musician term. I talked about Charlie Parker. He said he woodshedded in the Ozarks. Brother was playing 11 to 15 hours a day. Did it for 4 years. It's time to focus, get a clarity about the vision that we want. You know, we in hindsight time. We just had 2020. Now it's hindsight. Now it's time for the plan of action and the plan to act. Now's the time. We got to seize the moment because within 2 years' time, it'll be another, election season. And the Democrats don't give us the reparations. If they get all control of the House, both houses in Congress and also the White House, then Houston, we have a problem. But let me play Dick Gregory assessment of the inauguration 2017. This is the pre-inauguration show I did with Baba Dick Gregory. And I look back on hindsight. This is like he came down for the MLK holiday back in 2017. Then he came back that April for the 49th anniversary of MLK. He did shows during the MLK weekend and also did shows during April 4th. In hindsight, my last interview with Dick Gregory was April 4th, 2017, on the anniversary of the death of his good friend Martin. As I look back on it in hindsight, Dick Gregory knew that he was going to die that year. Because why would he come back to Memphis on key dates, right? He came back on Martin Luther King federal holiday weekend, did some shows in Memphis, came back April 4th. He knew he was not going to see April 4th, 2018. Dick already knew. He was dealing with some health problems. I know people talking about where they killed him and all. Look, man, I had the honor of knowing Dick Gregory for 6 years. I, broke bread with him. He told me about the effects of what happened to his body by running cross country like Forrest Gump. He actually ran across the country for peace and to bring attention to world hunger. He did that a couple times, from my understanding. And the doctor told him you're going to have health effects that are going to affect the rest of your life. And Dick paid the price. Dick committed a slow form of revolutionary suicide. Because Dick, like his brother would tell me, one of his brothers would tell me, like, look, Dick was not only just fasting, he was starving his body. He just didn't fast. He was starving himself for the people, for the love of the people. Dick did a lot of things. He sacrificed himself and also, growing up with his family. He had a big family, 10 children, a wife. One son died during infancy. But Dick was not a stay-at-home. He, his kids didn't really know him like that. They knew him from afar. So Dick is interesting. Dick is a man who gave up his family and the comforts of celebrity to serve his people who he loved dearly. So I'm gonna play this. It's about 20-something minutes long. And like I said, thank God for the We All Be archive. I'm glad that I had a chance to make an acquaintance with Baba Dick in his last act of his life. Like he really was very appreciative of the fact that people like me and others will record him for the internet. He said, I'm more relevant now than I was in my prime because the internet is getting his message out. Dick rarely turned down an interview. And since that time, his words have become prophetic. He said Donald Trump will be the last president. Donald Trump is the last president under this form of the Constitution. He is. And he won that election because if he didn't win, they wouldn't try so hard to erase him from history. If he did not win his second term, how come they're trying to erase him from history? How come Twitter erased his history? It's like when the Romans burned down the great library in Alexandria. Or did they burn all the books? If you look at the Vatican, their underground library. It's so much stuff that we don't know. Like Harry Truman once said, the only thing new is the history you don't know. Okay. So let's have Dick Gregory talk about it in his own words. And think about it. Because people ask me, well, Brother Ron, you remember what Dick Gregory said? Man, look, I recorded the interview. It's been years since I listened to a lot of my Dick Gregory stuff. So a lot of y'all are more of Dick Gregory scholars than I am. I was there. I remember how he made me felt, about some of these things, but I can't recall everything. But let me play it on this platform. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen between now and next week, but stay vigilant, and do your research.
If we lose a sense of our American history, we'll lose what it is.
Joe Brown, and we're listening to We All Be News, news-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Here in New Year of 2017 with Baba Gregory on the City by the Bluff, Memphis, Tennessee. He's here to share some insight with us about what's going on right now and what's about to go down in a couple of days. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm fantastic, and God bless you and the family and all your listeners. And just let me say a happy New Year's. And thank you for what you've been able to do at this critical time. And I'm not talking about Trump. I think now Trump is a decoy for the big picture. There's a planet circling around, that's been circling around that they know of since 1930. And that's what the space program is about. There's nothing to do with no war. It's all the mighty nations have come together. And that's what the games are about, to get your attention off of. Someone called me on the 13th, Friday the 13th of this year, and said, check out the two suns that's in the sky in California. And we did. And then from there, I got out my notes and said, this must be about the thing they've been following since 1930. Now, first, NASA is not about space stuff and missiles. They were put together by mighty nations to track this huge thing they picked up and didn't know what it was. And at that point, it circled this planet 42,000 miles every year. Now it's circling the planet 42,000 miles every 24 hours. They know how close it's getting. So then we asked the question, if you were one of the bright scientists in the world in climate, and I'm the second most in the world, so how can you see one thing and I'm over here saying, oh, that's not happening? That's a game. You can't sell me two Rolls Royces and one is saying it don't work and the other one said it do work. And so what we're looking at is this big lie. And I guess it's not a lie to them. They're not hiding this to protect us. They're hiding this to protect themselves, like they're going to determine who's going to live and who's going to die. Now, let me just briefly say this. The church is one thing. And being a black man born 85 years ago, I know how valuable the church has been. It's for nothing else but racism and all that crazy stuff. When I was a little boy, I didn't know there was sexism. They doing it to the women right in front of me, my mama, everybody else, but I didn't see that. But I could feel racism. I heard about the lynchings. I know what they'll do, okay? And so all at once now we look around and all that stuff they telling us they doing, they're not doing that. They are putting all these trillions of dollars together, trying to trace this huge thing, which is about 1,000 10,000, maybe 1,000,000 times bigger than this planet. That's what got everybody scared. Now, the closer it get, and I'm sure it's real close, I'll know more about that next week. But that's why you bring in a Donald Trump. He's the shadow. Donald Trump ain't got no money. He's the shadow. If you got a house or you live in a house, go out in the daytime and look at the shadow of the house. The shadow's bigger than the house. So when you think about Trump, think one thing. You the shadow. Every time the sun go down or the clouds come up, you disappear. You have no power. You the shadow. And you sitting out here scared. We scared because we evil. We talk all that God stuff. We ain't about God wars. You would take a flamethrower and burn somebody up and think there's some God out there that's thanking you, America the beautiful. Ask yourself, when have America been beautiful? Ask women all they've been through, raped, all the kind of stuff. Always happen. The cops catch them. Come on, boys will be boys. When have this country ever been great? And Trump keeps on make America great again? Are you serious? Go back through the years and ask the Italians, when did America get great, what they did to the Italians? Ask the Irish what they did to them. Take every group one by one by one by one, and you got to be some kind of ungodly fool to think America was ever great. Now let's put a period there. George Washington and a bunch of heathen, thug, gangster punks, slave owners. You can't trick the real God. I can trick the church. And so they decided on July the 3rd, 1776, that they was going to declare it's a nation, independent of anything else. And they wanted a symbol, of liberty. But honesty with them, I don't know how punk thugs like them could be honest, but they said we cannot use our face as the symbol because we too dirty. And they looked over in Philadelphia where they were and said, oh, see that bell there? Let's polish that bell up. And tomorrow, July the 4th, 1776, we'll hit that bell and we'll call that the bell of liberty. That will be the face of liberty since we can't be it. And the next day at 12 noon, they hit that bell and that bell cracked from the bottom all the way up to the top. Cracked. So when you go around the world and look at the symbol of liberty in America, it's a cracked bell. And you too dirty and nasty and filthy to even see this. And the universe of God fixed it so you couldn't even turn it around. So anytime you see the Liberty Bell, the symbol of liberty in America is cracked. And it's been cracked. And it ain't never gonna get fixed because you're not in charge. Your army's not in charge or nothing. So now we look now, and there's a handful of people that knew what was coming. We old black folk couldn't read and write. So yeah, there's something big gonna come down here and get rid of all of us. Thank you, grandmother, because all of us is guilty. And so what we looking at now, you're looking at the news people that don't know nothing, And so they're trying to figure out Trump. And so again, I'm saying, not to scare you. You wasn't scared when you was paying your tax money and got them bombs dropping on women and children. You wasn't scared then. And so you live in filth. You live here, prostitute houses all over the world. That don't bother you. And so here's where we're going. I don't know when it's going to hit. I know it's close. And I'm not prophesizing. I'm talking about what you feel, climate change. And you stupid fools, it's too stupid to tell. All these scientists don't know what's going on. They lying. They don't want to scare you. You don't need to be scared. Fear and God don't occupy the same spot. This is the universe doing this to you. One of the nastiest countries that ever existed in the history of the planet. And you think the universal God gonna cut you some slack. Well, if it do, then I know God ain't God. And so ain't no reason to tell you get ready. Somebody asked me, so what we gonna do about it? Well, if you was on 747 and both engines fell off the front, the wings fell off, what you gonna do about it? Nothing. Lay there and die like everybody else on the plane because you don't have the qualifications. Now, there might be some people out here that have the qualifications by their behavior, by all of the things they've done. And so somewhere, that's what you're looking at. And that's what you're going to see. And one day when you get close, where you can see the face of the devil, it'll look just like you. It'll look just like you. And all you black people, you go to church screaming and hollering. The universal God says, as long as you tolerate that, then you're guilty. And so that's where we are. And so y'all don't need to worry about Trump. Trump ain't ever killed nobody. But then murdering thieves he put around him are murderers, but you ain't worried about them because they're rich. And finally, let me say this. To you poor, ignorant white folks that think you white. Poor, ignorant white folks that think you need to come in the ghetto and see how many black folks got fine homes, fine cars, education, and then go home and look you in the face as your poor, ignorant children. Dirt poor, they ain't got no shoes, ain't got no heat in the house. And you think you white? Well, as long as I'm no nigger. What you are is 1 trillion times below a nigger. And let me say to you black folks, how can someone call you a nigger and you get mad, but they call you a billionaire and you smile? You ain't gonna never be a billionaire. You'll never be a trillionaire, and you can never be a nigger. So how you take something some ignorant person called you the negative one and get angry, but when they call you a trillionaire, you don't get mad. So all this is about to complete, and all you white folks, you about to find out who the nigger really is. And somewhere, and all you black folks who think you a child of God, you know, America, you black folks, I'm sure you white folks do it too, have your children join the army because they can't find a job. You are willing to kill or be killed because you can't find a job somewhere. And so I just say, I'm surprised you held up so well. I don't know if it's ignorance or your ability not to be scared. Here's a man, he don't even look normal. If anybody could be ugly, and the universal God don't make ugly people, but if he did, Trump is one of them. That's your roadmap to look at ugly people and ugly families. That's a game. So somebody writes him what to say and he says it, and you so full of racism or scared that you don't even see through this. Okay, look at my nose real good. See that nose right there? That's where the pyramid came from. That is a pyramid. But y'all got to run around some man, say, I drew this, I made this. And that's why you can't figure out how they built it. You can't figure out how your head was built because these dirty, stinking, thieving hoodlums down here, didn't build it. And the reason you can't figure out nothing is because they lied to you on television, they lied to you in the papers. Let me ask you a question.
That's right. Yes, sir.
How do I know Kennedy didn't die in Dallas? He's a vegetable. But the New York Times, the Washington Post don't know it? Because they reduce you down to fools because of the stuff you tolerate. And now they give you food. If I reduce you to a dog, now I got to feed you dog food. If I reduce you to a pimp, I should be able to feed you pimp food. If I reduce you to a hoe, I should be able to feed you hoe food. But you're not even aware. And so I just say have fun and have fun quick because recess is over. And the next time you look in the mirror, look long enough until you can see Trump. See, all the hoodlums look alike. That's when you go to the movies, you can tell the gangsters. And you go to the movies, you can tell the baseball players. Well, look in the mirror, and if God is good to you, you might see something that looks like Trump. And then look behind that, you see something look like the devil. And look behind that, you see something that thought they was rich, white folks, and they the super devils. So I'm not just name calling, but you see. You don't have to wait long. You'll see. And then look at your children one day, especially you white folks, little precious children, and think about all the bums your money drop on other people's children. And they don't holler, don't scream. And there's a song for you non-Baptists. And they didn't say a mumbling word. I hope you read that song. And when you see that stuff coming, shut up and don't say a mumbling word. So I just say, I can't apologize for the universal God. Okay, I'm going to apologize to me. I'm sorry. As much as I did, much in the willing to die for liberty, I'm sorry I didn't do enough. And so all I'm saying to you, you can hang up, you can look at it and say, he's crazy. Okay, I got no problem with you. Truth do not have to be validated by your ignorance. And so again, as I leave you, I say to my brother here, I thank you, man, for putting it out there. Putting it out there. And you need to look in the mirror and realize you don't see nobody on NBC, CBS, ABC that look like you. Your demeanor, your everything. Okay? Because truth don't look like nothing. It's a feeling that you can feel. And I go all over the country and I see people that hear your show. They know your name, man. Okay? They know your name. Okay? And so again, I just say thank you, your family, and all the times you've been away from home. I'll be traveling 6 o'clock in the morning, somebody knock on your door, you can drove all the way to see me. What's new, Doc? And all that. So again, a new year. Bless yourself. Because I don't know if we worthy of asking God to bless us. So bless yourself and thank you.
I want to ask you, since we're here in Memphis right now, and like we're approaching the 50th anniversary of Dr. King's assassination here. Next year, what are your thoughts? You know, you did a sold out concert.
No, let me say this here. I got a plane I got to catch.
Yes, sir.
And this is not a subject. I know about it. I know King didn't down the balcony. They smothered him to death in the hospital. And I'm not going to belittle that knowledge.
Yes, sir.
By doing something short or the shortcut. I'll give you the full story on what happened to King, what white folks was involved, and what black folks was involved.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Why I ask one more thing?
Yeah.
I want to ask you this. I know since this Sunday was interesting, we had the passing of Bishop Eddie Long and your thoughts about him and the black church. I know you speak very highly of the black church. But what are your thoughts at this time?
Well, remember, no black preacher can represent the black church. I'm talking about the days when you could be lynched. I'm talking about the days when a cop could pick you up. You had nobody to call but the church. When black folk got arrested, either honestly or fraudulently, the church put up the bail. All you black folks running around talking about the black church this and the black church is that. Man, y'all go to hell. Huh? When it wasn't no hospital, wasn't no insurance, you could go to the black church. When you got busted in the middle of the night and called home, your mom or dad called the minister, and the minister called the sheriff and said, so-and-so, and said, let my man go, we'll come down and straighten it out tomorrow. That's the black church. That's what the black church was. When the mob got to chasing you, ran to the black church, the door wasn't locked. See, when you look at the police and law enforcement, and then jails was locked, they make you think it's to keep me in. No, it's to keep them in. Okay? They the negative force on the planet. The police. Okay? And y'all talk all the talk you want. But here's what I want you cops to do, black and white. You know what happened to black folks and minority folks and Jews. You was part of it. But now before you go to sleep, get your family and ask yourself, did you ever see the day that you all would feel the same way my mom and dad felt when we would leave out? Will they come back? Will the cops kill them? It's on your table now. You never thought your family would feel the same way. And I hope you have the integrity when you get off is go home so they can see you, because you don't know if that's the last time or not. Not drinking with the boys and your family at home. I wonder where Dad is. He got off at so-and-so. Well, what go around, come around. I don't wish nothing on you. I've been knowing you. Okay? But I just want you to see, did you ever think when there was black folks drugged out, that you shooting in the back for drugs? Did you ever think you'd see today the number one drugged out state in America today is Utah? Huh? When I go there to interview folks, first responders say the reason we can't help them is something about mamas. They want to clean up the house before they let us in. And by the time we get in, we lost valuable time. Okay? And so again, you know, look at what's happening. White women, got all the opportunities in the world, but you can't get there. Okay? You ain't got no car now. You see the commercial, buy one suit, get 7 free, and y'all don't know what that means. So then again, let me just say thanks to this brother, and thanks to all the people in the civil rights movement that was there, not just willing to help you, but willing to die. I was there. I never saw a black person or white person in the movement. A man run. Think about that. Soldiers run. Get up to a high hill and then shoot. When we stopped running, thank God, Dr. King, we didn't stop like the movies and pull out the gun and turn and shoot you. We say, bring it to us, baby. Let's check this out. See if the thing you into America and the thing I'm into, and see which one I'm going to win. So thank you.
In the words of Great to Go, we love you madly, Brother Gregory. Thank you so much, and prosper a long time in the year 2017 and beyond.
Thank you, my pleasure. That's a game they play, huh? It look like, but we don't get the truth. This has nothing to do with what you just said me. But if you take Bishop Long, Reverend Long, right? And everybody thought he got busted from homosexuality. Nobody care about you being gay. What he got busted for, he was over there in Africa dealing in black diamonds. And the white folks say, let's take him down, huh? He's over here messing with something. And let me tell you something else that nobody has. You see these mega churches that black folks have?
Right.
Mega churches that's like 30, 40, $50 million. If General Motors can't get along, how some preachers, most of them ain't never been, they gonna go to a bank and get that kind of money? Where do you think that money's coming from? British intelligence, okay?
Oh, wow.
All right. And so we sit here and things that they tell us to go along with, we go along with. Things they don't tell us to go along with, we don't go along with it.
Very timely. Legendary Baba Dick Gregory from his own words. I mean, power of the righteous ancestors. Man, like just listen to him talk about the stuff and what we're going to right now. That's 2017. That was January 2017. We're now at January 2021. Yeah, Dick, he had his own way, man. Like I said, I remember talking to his family doing his wake at Howard University. And they'll tell me, yeah, man, you like part of the family now, man. He cursed us out like he cursed you out like he be cursing us out. Dick was very difficult, man. Like, he lovable, but difficult. He didn't live with his wife, the beautiful Lillian, majority of the time. He was living in DC in his condo, and she was living up in the home in Massachusetts. So he wasn't always around it, but they lived apart. But you can tell they had a very loving relationship because he had the right type of woman that allowed him to pursue his path to amplify his God work. So that's very important to have the right equally yoked mate. But it tripped me out when I hear black women tell me, I want a man like Dick Gregory or Malcolm X or Dr. King. I said, no, you don't. Well, no disrespect to them. They gone most of the time. Think about Malcolm X. He left his wife a widow with 4 children and 2 on the way. His wife was pregnant with twins when he was assassinated in front of his family. Think about Dr. King. You guys didn't even make it to 40. Dick made almost 85. He was in his 85th year. Going towards the 85th year in October, he, died. But I believe looking back on that interview, Baba Dick knew, that was going to be his last year. He came back to Memphis in April around the King assassination. And we did get a chance to talk about a couple of things, but he talked about how the mainstream media lies to you, how Trump is not really the person to fear. They got y'all thinking that Trump is the boogeyman, that he's a dictator, that he's Adolf Hitler. If Trump was all that, he would not be mistreated or getting disrespected like this. Hell, Rodney Dangerfield got more respect. You understand? This is an insult to disrespect a sitting president like this. But like I tell people, I voted for Trump twice. My thing was all about heightening the contradictions. It's not the most popular thing I could have done, but to be right and to be popular is hardly happens. Either pick one or other. You can either be popular or you could be right. You cannot be both at the same time for the most part. So really, when you try to help Black people, sometimes doing the most unpopular thing is helping Black folk. Because we don't have an understanding of politicking. But with Trump, Dick says not Trump, it's the shadow. It's not Trump himself, it's his shadow. I say it's Trump's shadow. It's the aftermath of what a Trump presidency means. But you got to realize this ain't the 1960s. Because in the 1960s, I'll keep on saying this, you had a historic economic expansion. But it was based off a wartime economy started in World War II. The way that America got the Great Depression was through getting into World War II. Now, think about right now, we're in Great Depression mode 2.0. This is like the 1930s with fascism, with big censorship. The way we get out of this depression is by getting in war with China. We're going to have some type of war. World War III, perhaps. But it's coming. It's already happening because China's already infiltrated. Think about, we're approaching the 1-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's assassination. It was an assassination. Think about what happened that week. Kobe was going to testify against Big Pharma, right, over a trademark dispute, but he was sitting on some information about the ethics of said pharmacy company or pharmaceutical corporation, and it's above his pay grade. And they took Kobe out of here. But that week, you had the Harvard University professor, the Department of Justice had a press release talking about how they caught this professor at Harvard giving away trade secrets and stuff like that. They had some Chinese nationals posing as students and scientists. They were actually spies for the Chinese government, for the military intelligence and all this stuff. Y'all can look that up. But it's so much stuff that happened. What I love about 2021 is that there's a lot of stuff happening, but now you are more aware that you should always expect a lot of stuff to go down, a lot of distractions. So I think 2020 has prepared me well. I can't speak for everybody else, but to just really look at the contradictions and everything. But Donald Trump, 25 years now, people know that Donald Trump was on the right side of history, that he's not the villain. He's actually trying to save the republic from the globalists. But a lot of y'all can't understand that because y'all think this is y'all fight. This is not our fight right now. We got to protect Black lives. We got to save our Black selves. We got to get our Black minds right for the real fight that's coming. And really is a fight to stay alive because it's the Hunger Games. This is Running Man. Be Waterworld, whatever. All the movies we watch over the years. Even look at Red Dawn. You remember Red Dawn movie from the 80s with Patrick Swayze? Talk about the Soviet Union invading America. We're not that far away from Red Dawn actually happening right now. If you got all these Chinese spies infiltrating our political system, you got some foreign governments hacking our security systems at the federal level, who's to say that we're far away from Red Dawn when they start rolling down the streets of Main Street America with tanks or whatever? And like Baba Dick Gregory said, you can't say you innocent because our tax dollars go to destroying people. Like, think about it. World War II, right? After World War II, they came up with this thing called the Marshall Plan, right? To help save Western Europe from destruction, right? To rebuild the reconstruction project for Western Europe. But what they do to they saved the white people, right? But they destroyed the yellow people with the A-bomb, right? They was willing to drop 2 A-bombs on yellow people, right? Nagasaki and Hiroshima, or Hiroshima, however you want to pronounce it, Roosevelt, I don't give a damn. But they were willing to drop the A-bombs on the yellow people, but they were willing to save the white people by dropping money on them, aid. And my thing is, do you think them white folks at the Pentagon would ever drop an A-bomb on the Europeans, regardless of what Adolf Hitler and them did? Would they ever drop the A-bomb on European nation? Hell no. See, about to wrap it up, but let me talk about also how this is why I say this is 1930s, because you got, what Dr. Shaw called Clantifa, Antifa and black lesbian Marxists, BLM, got the communist and socialist entities out there making mischief from 2020, not really, for several years now. You got this buildup now. You got this far left radical organizations doing what they do, but they're using black folks as kind of like Manchurian candidates and cannon fodder and Trojan horses. They're using the black pain and struggle as Trojan horse, and they're using a lot of black folks like Manchurian candidates, because Black Lives Matter LLC is really not about black lives. It's about an agenda. Y'all talk about George Soros. I don't really care about that, but I'll tell you this. They are always using black folks for their gain, and we get nothing out of it. We are always willing to submit to white people for their gains, and we get nothing out of it. We fought in every war. You got Negroes up here talking, I got to prove it to white man that I'm American. Nigga, you more American than the white man who came on the Plymouth Rock, who came on the Mayflower. Your folks been here, and we fought in every damn war. The first person to die in the American Revolutionary War was a black man, Crispus Attucks. We was there on Breed's Hill, and they called it the Battle of Bunker Hill. But the Battle of Bunker Hill didn't happen on Bunker Hill. It happened on Breed's Hill up in Massachusetts. You had a whole bunch of blacks fighting. You had black men that called themselves the Bucks of America. You had the Bucks of America fighting for America in the American Revolutionary War. Look at all this stuff. We had black folks in every war. We had 5,000 strong with George Washington. Fought in War 1812. Hell, we built the White House. They burned down. We fought in the American Civil War. We fought in the Spanish War, Spanish-American War. Name every war we fought in. I got ancestors I could trace back to the American Revolutionary War. So why are we proving this is bullshit? You'll bleed for the white man in Korea, but you won't bleed for yourself in Mississippi. And wherever the white man tells us to go, we'll bleed. But we won't bleed for our own liberation. You're always trying to prove something to somebody that's lower than you. You call yourself looking up when you're looking down. Some of my most brilliant and greatest black leadership sold us out because they want to be around white people so much. You hate your black shadow that you want to be around the white devil. No, I'm not. And he said what it said, but what I'm saying is, black folks, y'all talking about B1, but choose black, choose you. Whatever you call it, choose you. That's all I'm saying. All this I'm trying to, then we put that poison. You remember black folks will say, we gotta work twice as hard as the white man to prove that white man don't work that hard. All they do is rob, steal, and kill. Rob, steal, rape, and kill. That's how they get empire. You don't get empire trying to prove, man, I could stand on my head longer than you, man. Yeah, I prove. Yeah, give me the prize. Yeah, I'm an MVP. I'm the MVP. Think about it. Y'all, why are they showing? Like, you look at these sports shows. I don't look at ESPN, but y'all know everything a nigga making that's playing football or basketball. Why we don't know everything the owners got? Like, how much money? Y'all worry about millionaires when it's the billionaires that's making the most money. Why don't they talk about how much money Jerry Jones be getting? You know what I'm saying? Like, all his little things. Y'all can worry about what Dak gonna get. Y'all Negroes always got something to say about another man's paycheck, especially look like you. Shit, now Dak fucked up and oh man, prayers up for Dak. Look, man, if y'all still concerned about who's gonna win this upcoming weekend in football, you ain't ready for revolution. Care about no damn football. Let's play this political football. We ain't ready. But let me talk about a guy, because y'all never heard about this guy before. Y'all never heard about this guy before. I know y'all did, because y'all go to white man school. White men don't talk about niggas. Even niggas that die for them, they rarely talk about them. Let me talk about this dude. Y'all heard on We All Be, because I don't think about new black media. Y'all too busy worried about Tiger and Mulatto and Gucci Man and shit. I don't, nothing wrong with them, but I'm just saying, I can't take you Negro serious anymore. That's why, people talking, well, you an agent. Oh, whatever, nigga. you don't ask the question. Hyperventilating and shit. Slop on my knob. It's a Memphis thing. Let me find. Jesus Christ. But who is this guy? Yeah. Okay, Oliver Law. We're gonna learn about Oliver Law today, folks. Teach y'all something before I get the hell out of here. Teach y'all something before I leave. Find that again. Who is Oliver Law, you say? Well, I'm about to tell y'all who's Oliver Law be, child. So, you don't sound like a man saying child. Well, your mama didn't say that last night, Negro. Your mama didn't say that last night. I love y'all though, man. Y'all good people. But we're gonna start doing some study groups, people. I'm gonna start getting the study groups, breaking stuff down. Yeah, it's Oliver Law. Y'all heard that black man, Oliver Law? That brother right there, he died in the war for the Spanish. He fought in the Spanish Civil War of the 1930s. He was like a communist. He was U.S. Army. I think he was in the U.S. military. And he's from Texas. He was born in 1899 on 1900 in Texas, but he died in Spain, helping to try to fight for the Spaniards to be free of Franco, the fascist dictator Franco, who ruled in Spain for decades. This dude died for white Europeans on foreign soil, and they forgot about him. But he was used by the Communist Party. See, a lot of our great black men and women back in the day, they joined the Communist Party thinking they was for black people. They were using black people like they use us today, like the Antifa and the BLM people use us today, using our pain for their gain. And black folks, we such good people. We such morally upstanding. We used to be like that. We're not like that anymore. But we still suckers for white people. We still believe the white man ice is colder than our ice, even though their ice may be made of spit and not water. We still think their ice is better than our ice. So I'm not shitting on the ancestor, but I just want to tell y'all about him and how white folks disrespected this man's sacrifice. And I really did disrespect Oliver because they won't acknowledge that this man actually exists. This is Oliver Law, who was commander of the Lincoln Brigade, named after Abraham Lincoln, of all people. Black folks used to love Lincoln back in the day, but Lincoln, hey, he said himself, if he could save the Union and still keep black people slaves, he would have did it. I'm just paraphrasing. But that's Oliver Law. Find some other pictures of the brother. And this is We All Be, News Free Dixie for the 21st century. We're going to talk about Oliver Law. Y'all can look him up. Y'all can share it with your people. I try to educate my people, man. I'm trying to give y'all stuff to be educated on. That's Oliver Law, the black man by himself, right? That's Oliver Law. In the army stuff to the right, and to the middle, in the middle, that's Paul Robeson. That's the great Paul Robeson, who was also used by the communists and the other people, was a good man, a great man. And Paul Robeson, one of our greatest black people of all time, one of the greatest human beings to ever walk the planet. This man could speak over 20 different languages fluently. One of the first black All-American football players, one of the first black professional football players in the NFL, was a lawyer, graduated top of his class at Rutgers University, came from a very prominent black family. His father was a runaway slave, a prominent minister in Princeton, New Jersey. His mama people, long-time black abolitionists from Philadelphia, very distinguished. Bloodlines matter, people. Paul Robeson was a giant. Like I tell people all the time, Malcolm X learned how to do public speaking from listening to Paul Robeson on the radio. And he admired Paul Robeson a lot. But Paul Robeson wanted to do a Hollywood movie based on the amazing life of A.L.L and what he, his involvement and sacrifice in the Spanish Civil War. And Hollywood wouldn't even produce the movie. And Paul Robeson was one of the biggest movie stars at one point. Paul Robeson gave up his whole career to help black people and to help disenfranchise people throughout the whole planet. And the CIA tried to kill Paul Robeson in Russia. He was like, they tortured Paul Robeson. So, but yeah, that's Paul Robeson talking with the brother, A.L.L, the brother over there by himself. And let me read something on man, there's so much history. Like, I believe our people, we sell ourselves short because, like, we got these platforms. We worry about being the platform and being censored, but we ain't really saying shit. A lot of us who will keep platform, they like the bullshit to keep on going. They want you to keep the bread and circuses going. They don't want you talking about no A.L.L and Paul Robeson on your black platform. They talk about some Real Housewives of bullshit. Let's talk about bullshit like that. Let's talk a lot nigga shit. I'm talking about liberation shit. A lot of these cats don't even like me, man. These Negroes hate me for the wrong reason, man. And I be helping a lot of these brothers behind the scene, like, oh, brother Ron, he's weird. I say, yeah. So what? And so y'all pets, all this silly shit, nigga, I be sitting on information. It took a lot for me just to do this live right here. There'd be so much stuff I be wanting to share, but I like, damn, I got a life like y'all. Y'all live y'all life. Y'all don't worry about shit. Y'all blase. But let's talk about I said, damn, people are talking. I gotta stop all this madness. Yep. Let me see what I can find. Life is interesting. Yeah, but y'all take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. Be generous. Be thoughtful towards yourself. Be forgiving and kind and loving towards yourself. So you can practice it with other people. You can't practice it with yourself. You can't, it is what it is. Life's gonna be tough, man. But yeah, that's A.L.L, another picture of him. It is right. These pictures, man, they make us dark or light. I don't know if you were dark or light. But they probably made him darker because they'll do that to black folks back in the day. So I can set on a picture. Yeah, but we gotta know our history, man. But let me do what it do. That's A.L. They fought the law and the law won. And then after this, I think I'll play one more Dick Gregory thing. And then talk about my interesting encounter with Juan Williams, the guy who talked about why black men voted Trump. I got a very fascinating story to tell about my encounter with Juan Williams that I haven't shared before. So you're getting an exclusive, man. Exclusive. We all be, baby. Okay. So who was A.L.L? I'm about to find out. And thank y'all for being patient with me, man. I know I be doing a lot of crazy stuff. A.L. was born in Texas in 1899. Some sources say 1900. He served in the United States Army during the First World War. After 6 years in the forces, he left to work in a cement factory. He later moved to Chicago, where he drove a taxi, worked as a stevedore, and ran a small restaurant. During the Great Depression, Law joined the American Communist Party. I think y'all can hear me, right? Can y'all hear me? I think y'all can hear me. I think I'm still in there. I'm going to say y'all can hear me. Okay. During the Great Depression, Law joined the American Communist Party and became active in the unemployment movement. This included the organization of the International Unemployment Day demonstration on 6th of March and badly beaten by the police. 2 weeks after the beatings, Law had recovered sufficiently to march with 75,000 demonstrators to demand unemployment insurance. Law also helped to organize mass protests against Benito Mussolini and the Italian invasion of Ethiopia. In 1936, Law joined the Abraham Lincoln Battalion a unit that volunteered to fight for the Popular Front government during the Spanish Civil War. Law arrived in Spain in January 1937 and joined the other international brigades at Albacete. After failing to take Madrid by frontal assault, General Francisco Franco gave orders for the road that linked the city to the rest of the Republic in Spain to be cut. A nationalist force of 40,000 men, including men from the Army of Africa, crossed the Jarama River on February 11, 1937. General Jose Miaja sent three international brigades to the Jarama Valley to block the advance. Law first saw action on February 27th. He performed so well in the battle, he was promoted to commander of the machine gun company. A few weeks later, he became battalion commander. It was the first time in American history that an integrated military force was led by an African-American officer. And mind you, he was not in America. He was overseas in Europe, fighting a foreign land for foreign interests. This is how screwed up America is. On July 6, 1937, the Popular Front government launched a major offensive in an attempt to relieve the threat to Madrid. General Vicente Rojo sent the Republican Army to Brunetti, challenging nationalist control of the western approaches to the capital. The 80,000 Republican soldiers made good early progress, but they were brought to a halt when General Francisco Franco brought up his reserves. Fighting in hot summer weather, the Internationals suffered heavy losses. A.L.L was killed on July 9th when he was leading his men in an attack against Mosquito Ridge. After the war, an anti-communist, William Herrick, claimed that Law had been murdered by his own men who objected to being led by a black man. This claim has been dismissed by Harry Fisher, the battalion runner who took part in the offensive. He was the first man over the top. He was in the furthest position when he was hit by a fascist bullet in the chest. Davy Smith, the medic who attempted to staunch the bleeding with a coagulant, also confirmed that he had been killed by the nationalists. Paul Robeson attempted to get a film made on the life of Law. Robeson later complained the same money interests that block every effort to help Spain control the motion picture industry, and so refused to allow such a story. Ain't that something, man? Ain't that something? That black man died for a cause he did not only benefit from, but the white folks refused to tell his story because it's too unbelievable. Black history is better than any Hollywood movie or science fiction story because it's real. It actually happened. A man like A.L.L existed, but yet they made him invisible. And a lot of people, this is probably our first time hearing about this guy, A.L.L, right? Probably our first time. So, yeah, that's Brother Ron did that. You didn't learn this from no school. Brother Ron told you about A.L.L, right? So, this is what they be doing to us now. We've been dying for white people agenda, for the globalists and, whatever you want to call it. We dying. Look, George Floyd, they sacrificed him, right? Jacob Blake, they try to sacrifice him, whatever you want to believe about that. But, remember when you go on a black lesbian Marxist website, they don't talk about the hetero black male. They want to get rid of the nuclear black, the traditional family, the traditional nuclear family. Black men are not appreciated. When we stand up for ours, a lot of times it does not benefit us. Like A.L., he stood up for the Spaniards. Black folks getting lynched in America. America wasn't even integrated in the armed forces. He was a victim of police brutality, fighting for unemployment issues. And, think about the stuff we're dealing with now. A lot of massive layoffs and unemployment. People may not be able to keep their homes or stay in their apartments. People be getting evicted. Millions of Americans out of work, dealing with the so-called COVID mess, dealing with a lot of stuff right now. Even the homicide rates have been going up because of the anxiety and the frustration and the anger, and rightfully so, that people are feeling. And Memphis had a record year for homicides last year. I think we had over 330 homicides. And that's a record. You got to think about what's going on in 2020, though. But now we're in 2021. if you smart and had some wisdom and insight, you would have you adjusted your mindset, or you should be in the process of adjusting your mindset to get ready for this new reality that we find ourselves in collectively, as well as individuals. But I want to share that because we've been dying for everybody but ourselves. They're killing us anyway. But out of Allah, all that courageous black manhood, could he have used that energy in America to fight for black folks at home instead of for fighting for white folks abroad? I'm not just laying on him. I'm not criticizing their ancestors, but think about it. Like you look about Paul Robeson, one of the biggest stars of his generation, how he couldn't get a movie green lighted about this patriot, about this a hero. They weren't even green light. I mean, they're making them lies. I just saw the movie New Orleans featuring Billie Holiday and Louis Armstrong. I just saw that yesterday. And I be seeing clips of them playing it in documentaries about Louis Armstrong and recently Billie Holiday. I reviewed a documentary called Billy. You can screen it on, I guess, on Amazon Prime and other outlets. And it's worth watching. Trust me, it's worth watching. But I finally saw the movie New Orleans in its entirety. It came out in 1947. It featured Billie Holiday, Louis Armstrong as himself. Billie Holiday playing this maid named Indy, and the Woody Herman band. Woody Herman was a white dude. But Louis was, I'm Louis Satchmo Armstrong. And it was set in 1917 Storyville. Now, Storyville was this place in New Orleans where they had all the brothels and they had all the jazz come out the brothels. The Navy shut down Storyville because the high incidence of chlamydia and syphilis being spread to the Navy guys because they didn't believe in rubbers back then. So, and who believe in rubbers now? Anyway, that movie, it tells you an interesting way of how jazz was created. And I just y'all gotta see this movie, man. It's on YouTube. It's called, just type in New Orleans movie, full movie 1947. And I ain't gonna spoil it, but it's like white folks got this strange imagination about Negroes. And I like, well, why this music not accepted at the symphony hall? It's because it's made by niggas. That's why. It's made by Louis Armstrong. It was made by a white dude. Y'all would have been accepting it. It's made by Louis Armstrong, who was brilliant. And I love Louis Armstrong. Even in the movie, he did his mannerisms, but Louis Armstrong, like Billie Holiday said, he was tumbling from the heart. He was just being himself. Y'all should read Louis Armstrong's letters. He was a prolific letter writer. Read them in his own words. Man had a lot of sense, very wise, and very fucking funny. But anyway, Oliver Law. Why have not been a movie made about Oliver Law or the Lincoln Brigade? Y'all wait for Quentin Tarantino to tell our stories, man. No disrespect to Quentin Tarantino. We need to tell our own stories. You have to wait for no Spike Lee with that weird Five Blood. He could have told this story instead of telling that mess. That was like, damn, Spike, you get Netflix money. You getting Netflix money. You getting Netflix money. You get Netflix money. You could have made a better script with the Five Bloods. Y'all could have made a movie about the Lincoln Brigade and Oliver Law. Hell, I think Chad with Bosman would have knocked that out of the park. That man was an amazing, like, chameleon, like an ancestor conduit. He could just transform into roles. Loved him in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Loved him in 21 Bridges. Chadwick Boseman would have killed that role as Oliver Law. I could see Chadwick Boseman playing it. He rest in peace. But it's like the people that got all the resources got no imagination. And the people that got all the imagination hardly have any damn resources. It's funny how that works. But, life ain't fair. But let me see what else. Let me talk about, thank y'all for the donations coming in. All right. Brother Ray, thank God bless you, Brother Ray. Thank you for sticking around. And also on the Cash App, I want to thank people for, taking the time to support. And I'm giving y'all, Daryl Nix, Pamela Hyman, Tori Bell, and also Northern Bell. Thank y'all, Kelsey, all y'all giving love, showing love. Like I said, I love black people, but I can't die for y'all. I'm not gonna kill myself no more for black people. I'll show y'all where y'all could go to get this information while you still can. Thank you, Brother Steve. Thank you so much. But let me talk about Let me play another Dick Gregory thing. And then the last thing I'll do is the Juan Williams story. Because Dick Gregory is so timely right now. But y'all look up the ancestor, A.L.L. Tell it, say his name, let his story be known. Black folk, we always fight for other people. But who fights for black people? Who advocates for the Negro? Where's where's the people that advocate for black people? Not no weird sex stuff. I'm talking about for this black people classified as black, indigenous folk of this country. Who advocates for the black people here? A.L.L, say his name. Courageous ancestor. He didn't even make it to 40. Brother was courageous. But like I said, these dead folks be saying, Brother Ron, tell our story, man. I said, brother, I ain't Steven Spielberg. I ain't Tyler Perry. Brother Ron, you tell our story, we'll take care of you. I said, I'm just gonna tell the stories, man. In all types of ways. Forget about this YouTube stuff. Like people say, I don't see commercials on. I mean, a lot of people say I have too many commercials. They demonetize my stuff. YouTube making money off of people's intellectual property and not even properly compensating nobody, man. Like Dick Gregory said, I used to drive around the country. I used to drive around everywhere to see Dick Gregory. Get these interviews that people don't appreciate a lot of times. It is what it is, all love. But, I was doing silly stuff. I mean, I waited. One of my most popular interviews with Dick Gregory was the October surprise one I did the several days after his birthday. I went to his last birthday at Caroline's on up there in New York, Caroline's Comedy Club, the legendary comedy club. I don't know if they call it Caroline's on Broadway or something like that, but I surprised him by going to his birthday the last minute, not realizing it's gonna be his last birthday. And he stayed in New York for a couple of days doing interviews. But that interview that almost got 1 million views, it probably does have over 1 million views because I know people probably took it somewhere and they're getting millions and millions of views off of it. And YouTube be shadow banning my stuff. They be shorting my views. So I know I got more views than I get. That I've been noticing a lot of times that a lot of my subscribers have been unsubscribed, or maybe they unsubscribe because they are like Trump. I don't know. But I've been losing a lot of subscribers. This is weird going on right now. But I waited almost like 13 hours or something like that in the lobby for Dick Gregory to do that interview that is like people love, the October surprise 2016 interview. Because he actually went out of New York City to see a shaman or some type of spiritual person. And we ended up having a late dinner that night. And that was interesting. But we slept, and that morning I interviewed him, and it's like amazing. And people just really responded to that. 'Cause a lot of stuff that's going on now, he talked about in that interview. Like I said, Trump is not the enemy. He talked about the shadow. But let's get into one more Dick Gregory thing, and then I'll do the Juan Williams. I think it's very important. And we need to stop fucking with these celebrities, man, because we can't get these folks to talk about. I mean, I like Taraji P. Henson. I like, Will and Jada, but talk about H. Rap Brown. Talk about some of these political prisoners. Talk about Mumia Abu-Jamal. Hear about no damn piece of party LeBron James. Talk about Meek Mill. Talk about Mumia. Meek went through his stuff. I'm happy that he's not going through shit now, but why you ain't tell Robert Kraft about Mumia, man? Like, come on, Kanye, Kim. Trump could have been got out, I mean, that's why, people talking about code, I'm weary of black folks talking about stay on code. There's no code to stay on, bro. And people say, what's the code? I said, exactly, what's the code? People say, well, what's this code y'all talking about? I said, it don't exist, but people keep on talking about this code. It doesn't exist. But anyway, let's go for it.
This is Judge Joe Brown, and we're listening to We All Be News. News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
The Supreme Court Justice,
Hugo Black, yeah.
one of the best judges in there.
Yeah.
What that fucking shit mean, man? Huh?
Yes, sir.
I'm saying the Klan ain't had no goddamn power. They just make fools believe that they determine public policy. Let me tell you something about the Klan, not defending them.
Right.
First,
We talking about his daddy been a Klan. How many crackers we know whose daddies was Klanman?
It's true.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
All that crazy bullshit. Huh? How many folks we know that was murderers, served their time and come out and they kill nobody?
Right.
They give us that as a distraction. Okay? Nobody but you have asked me a question, Carl Nelson. Our little Muslim buddy.
Darren Muhammad, yeah.
About cops killing black. Everybody else want to know about Trump. It's vicious and crazy, insane. This thug is. He ain't never shot a nigga in the back of the head.
Yes, sir.
But we talking about him. Trump. Who is the Klan? Huh? Where are they now? Oh, that's part of the game. To get your mind hooked up. How can we say he's talking about he never heard the Klan? He don't know who the Klan. He don't know who David
Duke. Yeah.
You know? Man, that ain't nothing but wasting time.
That's all.
Huh? Wasting time to wait. They give you gossip, man. You want to write a book? Huh? How many people as well known as you are now? How much you think a publisher would give you to write a book about your childhood? I mean, just off the top of the head.
I'll be lucky if I get 50,000.
Huh?
I'll be lucky if I get 50,000.
So then, if they give you 10 million, if you said your mother was having an affair with you,
right?
Nah.
There you go.
That's the filth that a filthy nation wanna hear.
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
I hear you.
I was having an affair with my mother when I was 5 years old. She used to come in and wake me up. Daddy ran on the railroad and said, "Come on in here and finish." They love it, man.
Right.
So I'm saying, when you look, what bothers me now is you got this punk thug, nasty comic, worse than the CIA. Huh? Cedric the Entertainer, out of St. Louis.
That's right.
What filth came out of there on his. Here's what he said, man. In barbershop, and all you black folks out there that love barbershop, there's something wrong with you. Here's what he said. Martin Luther King is a punk. Rosa Parks didn't do what she did for humanity. She was just too tired to move her big fat black ass. Now wait, first, she ain't got a big ass. Two, it ain't black. That come out the CIA, and this nigga so ignorant, he didn't even read it or know she didn't have a big fat black ass. Huh? So wait a minute. I want y'all to keep your eye on this now. He's moved into the graces of the universe. You can't get up there that big and say what you said about a human being that the universe had picked. Look at Muhammad Ali. How did he get there? He wasn't no boxer. His daddy gave him a bike. And the first day, somebody stole it. And he's scared. He run around looking, see if he can find the bike and see this building. And he go in the building and he explain what had happened to this white cop who ran this building, which was a gym. And black folks, they teach him how to box. So when Ali got ready to go look for it, when you get through, come back, man. My God, I'd love to teach you how to fight. That's how it started. Out of a negative. Now, the white cop might have not been a racist, but you didn't want to say to me back then, Louisville, Kentucky.
Right.
This cracker wasn't a racist. So the universe from God can pick anybody it wants to bring that thing out. And when he died, man, he was one of the most respected, lovable human beings on the planet. What do we trace it back to? A bicycle being stolen, and he bumped into a redneck. Huh?
just bring about some memories because I don't take a lot of time to look back on the Baba Gregory. That actually took place in September 2016 down in Atlanta. He was doing a show, a couple of shows, I think Uptown Comedy Club down there. And that weekend, I think Killer Mike came through. I think T.I. and Big Boy. Is that Big Boy with Andre 3000 or Outkast? Yeah, they all came through. I think that's when Dick did that marathon interview with Killer Mike, where they was just chopping it up for several hours. Because Dick can go, man. Dick had energy. It's amazing. You know, I don't know if he got any sleep, but I tell you, when he sleep, he take deep sleep. When Baba go get sleep, he'll be deep sleeping. Like he get that restful rest. But he was an interesting brother, man. I said, damn, when this dude go to sleep? Cause he can go. Baba could go. And like, you know, the 84 is 84. Even, you know, somebody at that high energy level needs rest, you know. And you gotta think about he was flying around the country. Like sometimes Baba will get off the airplane, go straight to the venue and not get any chance to just relax a little bit and take it easy at the hotel. He actually go. I remember the last time I saw him was Mother's Day 2017 in St. Louis at the kind of Helium Comedy Club, I think, at the mall. Mother's Day weekend, like a homecoming. Dick is from St. Louis. I actually went to college in St. Louis at YSU. And Maxine Waters was there, along with some other prestigious company. And I'm gonna say this story about Maxine Waters, you know, how she lied on me. And Dick gave me a really good verbal lashing. But also, I helped Dick Gregory out, and I don't think he ever knew I helped him out that night because it was, you know, it was me out. That was the best set I ever seen him do when I saw him live. That set, he was like in the zone, like how athletes talk about being in the zone, where they just like you shooting three pointers, everything going in, the basket so big. Dick was in the zone because the first set he really wasn't like, no, he wasn't there. But that second set, man, ooh. I think that second set they added that day because it was such a demand for Dick Gregory. Like I said, that the Renaissance happened because of his internet. He had a second act or a third. I mean, Dick Gregory had like 927 live. So this was his last act, but the internet really helped boost his popularity with younger people. And because of the shows, because really I started interviewing Dick and everybody kind of caught on, then people was able to access Dick Gregory because I'll put his contact information in my videos. And Dick told me to do it. But the funny thing about it, Dick was always listed in the phone book. Even his mobile phone number was listed in the white pages online, at least. So Dick always was a public figure and a servant. Not only was he a public figure, but he was a servant. And I have learned that real public servants normally leave their contact information accessible to the people. Like the people that I call Jegnas, they were really servants of the people, and they were very easy to access. But a lot of times we don't appreciate authentic people. Like I said, what Dr. Rainey Short said, we love our traitors but hate our heroes. Like his brother told me when I interviewed him, he said, "You know what, Ron? I think his brother was named Ron Gregory. That's the one I interviewed, and he actually went to Notre Dame. Dick came from a very accomplished family, very well educated, you know, true servants of the people." And he said, "Ron, it's strange that, you know, to pay for a copycat of Dick Gregory. You know, his play came out about him, starring Joe Morton from Scandal. You know, he played Dick Gregory in that off-Broadway play produced by John Legend. He said, it's funny how you got to pay like over $100 to see a copycat of Dick Gregory, but when he was alive, you could have seen Dick Gregory for $20. I mean, you had the real, genuine article you could see for $20 and talk to him after the set and get books and stuff, sign books and whatnot. Thank you, brother Steve Mayfield, for another donation on the Cash App. But we don't appreciate the real ones, man. We don't appreciate them. It's like, well, it go back to what B.B. King said about the Beatles when they asked him, "What do you think about the Beatles?" He said all they did was re-import the blues because B.B. King and all them guys used to go to England and show them guys how to play the blues. You know, at Piccadilly Square, you have people like John Lennon, Paul McCartney, you know, Eric Clapton. They were all these beat around these blues musicians the real deal from America who were not accepted by white people, because the color of their skin. They were treated like music gods when they got over there to England and stuff like that to show these guys how to do this music thing. But black people, we got to learn our history. We got to support each other and learn this history. Why I'm taking the time to do this show. Because there's so many things to Dick Gregory. A lot of us don't even know because we don't know who we are. So I want to take the time to learn who he is. If I want to take the time to learn who I am, where I come from, and my people don't know. But thank you, brother Marcus Oglesby, as well for the Cash App due. I thank y'all for supporting this. I'm about to wrap it up. I know I'm going long. It's like one of these Dr. Short shows. And shout out to Dr. Randy Short. He's doing an amazing job. Go to his YouTube channel while you still can. Subscribe to Randy Short. Dr. Short be dropping it, man. He is on fire. He's a man on fire, man. He loves his people. And Jackie Lacey. I don't know who found it. Jackie Lacey. Somebody say, can y'all hear me? Anybody have problems hearing me right now? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I guess y'all can hear me. I ain't saying anything. See if I can find out. Okay, y'all can't hear me. Okay, I'm about to wrap it up. I know YouTube. I heard people being they streams shut down while they doing shows. I mean, this stuff is. I don't know why people don't know this stuff is serious. You hear me all the way from Switzerland? Okay, thank you, sister. Hey, Sister Duckworth. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Okay, I will wrap it up. I know it's getting late. I mean, it's almost 4 hours going in. I can't believe. A lot of times I be hesitant to do shows because there is so much to talk about. But I just like, my God, why you give me all this information, please? It's crazy. But yeah, Clubhouse. I'm on Clubhouse. I haven't dived into it deeply yet. Excuse me, but the stuff I've been seeing on Clubhouse. I gotta. I love it. And I should be in social media. The people should be free to be themselves. And I'm just looking at the topics. I haven't heard the audios or nothing like that. I'm just like, oh my God, people. I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna take for us to really get to that point, but we're not there yet to really want change because we still concerned about celebrity culture. And Dick just talked about Cedric, and I'm a fan of Cedric Entertainer, but Dick is letting you know, stop looking to these celebrities for leadership. They're not there to be leaders. They're court jesters. They're there to distract and deflect. I don't look to Chris Rock or Pookie for any advice on vaccines. I mean, I see Pookie. Pookie can't tell me about taking drugs ain't good for you. Or taking drugs, I bet, or whatever. Or taking drugs are good. I don't know. But let me see if I can find what I'm looking for. Yeah, thank y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about the last subject. Juan Williams had some hair back then. Yeah, that's about Juan Williams. That guy, he's interesting. I met Juan Williams. I said Don Williams. Juan Williams. That's back in not April, but February 2006. He was the keynote speaker at FedEx Corporate World Headquarters in Memphis for Black History Month. He was the keynote speaker back then, back in 2006. I started the We All Be movement officially back in April of 2006. I started podcasting back on January the 7th, 2007. Started off on Blog Talk. And Juan is his own person. He's an individual. But I must say he done a lot of good too. He has done a lot of good. He's a historian. He wrote books about the civil rights movement. I believe that also he was involved in the great documentary series that Eyes on the Prize about our story. WashU alum, fellow alum Henry Hampton. He produced that amazing documentary series. At one point, brother Henry Hampton had the largest black-owned media company back in the 90s, and he passed away, unfortunately, I want to say back in 1998 before I got to WashU. But the Henry Hampton collection is at WashU. It was brought there by my Jegna, the late, great Dean James McLeod. He was Dean at WashU, Vice Chancellor, and Director of the John B. Irvin Scholarship Program. He passed away 10 years ago this upcoming September on the week of my one-man show, The Most Known Unknown. He was him and his wife, great supporters of my art. I did a shout out to Sister Clara McLeod at the beginning of this program to wish her well on her recovery from the COVID blues. So I just want to know how they, played a part in helping me pursue my art career. They believed in me. They provided a safe space for me to be myself. And they, they did things behind the scenes that they helped me to graduate from WashU. So to talk about Juan Williams, I want to talk about that article he did, maybe read some of it concerning black men voting for Trump that came out, I think early December, or late November or something like that. Try to find that article he wrote, that op-ed. I think it's important to talk about this. And I just want to, show this side. Like, maybe if it wasn't for Juan Williams, I may not be doing what I'm doing now in terms of broadcasting this to y'all. Right? So I just want to balance it out a little bit. I want to do it like, some weeks ago. I have a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of other people. But read this op-ed he wrote. That's from it actually came out November the 9th. So right, it's published on the Hill website, political website. He says, too many men of color got conned by Trump. I think y'all can hear me. Yeah, I'm still in there. Too many of color got Trump by Trump. I am a black man. I was born in a Latin country. I grew up in a Spanish-speaking family. So it stuns me to see that President Trump set a record last week by attracting the highest percentage of the non-white vote of any Republican presidential candidate in the last 60 years. How did 12% of black men, according to the Fox News voter analysis, vote for Trump? And why would 39% of Latino men vote for a man who called Mexican men rapists and enforced harsh immigrant policies? It is hard to see Joe Biden as the next Fidel Castro, but I get it. Trump scared Cubans in Florida with talk about creeping socialism. But Trump did well with Latinos beyond the Cuban American community. He won 35% of all Latino voters, including 32% of Puerto Ricans, according to the Fox data. In Arizona, which borders Mexico, he won 40% of the Latino vote, and everywhere his biggest support among Latinos came from men. The only way to explain the bromance between men of color and Trump is cultural. Latin machismo and black gangster rap lyrics have long had a fascination with big money, grabbing women, including porn stars, and Trump's La Vida Loca lifestyle. Many Latinos like a strong man even when he's the wrong man, syndicated columnist Ruben Navarrete wrote last week. What about black men? Just before the election, rapper 50 Cent said Trump's racial antagonism was a secondary issue. I don't care if Trump doesn't like black people. The bigger issue, he said, is not wanting to pay higher taxes under Joe Biden. America's first black billionaire, Bob Johnson, also focused on money. He told the CNBC that black people can see that decades of voting for Democrats has led to a minimal return with regards to closing the wealth gap, the job creation, and job opportunities. Wealthy entertainers Kanye West and Ice Cube both spent time with Trump before the selection or the election. Another rapper, Lil Pump, got on stage with Trump at a rally. That led Saturday Night Live comedian Michael Che to joke that rappers are not black leaders, they're just rappers. Stop negotiating with them. But this is no joke. Representative Maxine Waters told Sirius XM's The Joe Madison Show she can never, ever forgive them. It is shameful. They are so into who's dressing up, who's with that woman, who's got that what car. They have a high price to pay for years to come for voting for Trump. And John Legend, the singer, explained minority men growing politically close to Trump by saying, some people see the meanness, the bullying, the selfishness of Donald Trump, and they mistake it for strength, a kind of twisted masculinity. Some see his greed and they mistake it for good or for being good at business. This cultural confusion takes on a painful power when it allows the overwhelmingly white GOP to slap down talk about Trump's racism. The Fox exit poll shows Trump winning 25% of the non-white vote, enabling Republicans to insist he could not be racist if such a sizable number of blacks and Latinos voted for him. By their logic, the people of color who voted for Trump just gave the 55% of whites who voted for Trump. Yeah, let me read that. Oh, but Biden won this, right? Okay. By their logic, the people of color who voted for Trump just gave the 55% of whites who voted for Trump. I mean, Joe Biden didn't win the white vote, including 59% of white men, a free pass for ignoring his racism. If so many Latino and black men can vote for someone with a record of separating children from their parents at the Mexican border, then why ask whites to treat it as a deal breaker for their vote? Men of color also stood with a man who has blocked the dreamers, immigrant children who grew up in the U.S. from a path to citizenship. Oh my God. This is a president who has overseen a spike in the rates of racial violence in the country. And don't forget the growth of white supremacists under his watch into the FBI's #1 domestic terror threat. Trump declared there were very fine people on both sides of the Charlottesville white supremacist march. He stopped diversity training programs and gutted programs for people of color to get housing and employment. Trump has been manifestly hostile to the interests of black, brown, and even poor white people. If any black man could go into a polling place and cast a vote for a white man who referred to a black woman as a dog on national television, I'm going to have to pray for them, says Representative James Clyburn. Clyburn was referring to an insult Trump threw on Twitter at former aide Amoroso Menegot Newman. And it is not just Clyburn and me. Trump's racism towards blacks and Latinos is so well established that Hell for All Americans in the July YouGov Yahoo News poll said outright that he is a racist, and another 13% could only say that they are not sure whether he is a racist or not. A Quinnipiac University poll in July 2019 found 80% of black people and 55% of Latinos saying Trump is a racist. A Fox News poll in July 2019 found 57% of Americans agree that Trump has no respect for racial minorities. It is sad to say, but a lot of black and Latino voters, especially men, got distracted by Trump's boast and bling. Juan Williams is an author and political analyst for Fox News Channel. Okay. I had to read the whole thing. I had to read the whole thing because the thing about it is, first of all white people are racist. I'm tired of people, even Dick Gregory says, the white cop in Louisville wasn't racist. He was racist. I'm not talking about, y'all keep on thinking racism is an emotion. I'm talking about a system of privilege. If you are classified white in a racist system, y'all run the system, that means you're a racist. You benefit from the exploitation of other people. And to me, it's always blame black men. It's like a bunch of Latinos voted for Trump more than black men. Now, I voted for Trump twice. And my thing is, black people got to be more adamant especially you so-called foundational Black Americans and ADOS. We want somebody indigenous. Stop grouping us with other people. We're a special class of people. We need to be advocating for a special group status. We're not like everybody else. You can't say we like the dreamers or the illegal immigrants that have kids over here as anchor babies. We're not like them. You can't talk about families get broken up at the border when this whole nation was built on breaking up Black families. Breaking up, because one of the first things we did at the Civil War, after the Civil War, was try to find our families. That's why Black reunions are so important to Black families, because this system is constantly trying to break up the Black family, whether it be through welfare, slavery, the prisoner industrial complex. Black folks got to start taking stand. I'm talking about native Black people. Stop letting these folks group us in with these people. Stop picking everybody else over our interests. They're always trying to use Black folks as a scapegoat, as the Trojan horse, as the Manchurian candidate, as anything for but Black people issues. I'm tired of it. Don't need that type of friendship right now. Need to be a friend to my damn self. Don't need no white friends and allies. See, the thing about it is not if Trump is a racist. Trump is a racist. Is he a white supremacist? I do not believe Trump is a white supremacist. Black people, people of color, whatever could be white supremacists. Obama is a white supremacist. Ain't no doubt about it. But stop putting everybody else before yourself. Juan Williams, why I'm not getting paid money like Juan Williams? Because I'm telling y'all the truth. I like Juan, but he wrong. See, he is an immigrant. So he don't appreciate the Black experience in America, going through what we went through. Like I said, I gotta trace my folks back to the American Revolutionary War. Juan Williams folks came over. He the first generation so-called American. And he wasn't even born here, right? So what I'm saying is, America always it's like what Judge Joe Brown talking about, the effeminization of the country. Trump is a man. Trump is a man. He acts like a man. He acts like a caveman, but he's a man. He does not apologize for how he thinks about things. He could give any fucks about that. He's unfiltered. He takes what he wants. You know what I'm saying? And women like that. Women act like they don't like that. Why the white women voted for him so much if they didn't like that? Now you gotta explain this to me. And y'all gonna do what y'all want to. Y'all like babies. Like I said, Arrested Development for Black people. So Trump got the majority white vote. He got all the historic minority, so-called minority vote. So should he be president for a second term? So what? I guess a lot of dead people vote for Biden then, for real. Because how can you win the majority white vote and then win that minority coalition the way that Trump allegedly did and not be president? And forget about YouTube and all this stuff. Forget about them. I'm backing up all my stuff anyway. But let me tell you a story about Juan Williams and wrap it up. Juan Williams, he was the keynote speaker at the 2006 FedEx Corporation World Corporate Headquarters Black History Month program. I spoke with him afterwards. He gave me his contact information. That picture he's holding up is a print of one of my artworks. I think like a Saint Bird or Bird Lives. I'm a big fan of Charlie Parker, so I gave him a print of that as a thank you for his speech. And he gave me his contact information. So like I said, I started We All Be actually in April 2006 after my trip in New Orleans. Try to stop the early voting. This is the year after Katrina. So I went down there with a Black church. You know, saw Ray Nagin, Al Sharpton was on that bridge. People got turned around on. They couldn't get into that white parish because they're about to perish. But the white folks said, "Turn around, Niagara, go back in there in the dome and die." So we walked across that bridge into that parish. It was Gretna Parish or something like that. But anyway, I had the epiphany to start We All Be. But I remember I talked to Juan Williams. I called him on the phone. He said, "I'll give you 10 minutes of my time. What do you need? What do you want?" And he said, I told him, I said, "Look, man, I'm troubled by how Black people are portrayed in the media. It's like the Black media is not what it used to be from back in the day. You know, you used to have the race beat back in the day during the 60s, during the civil rights movement. That's how we found out about Emmett Till, not because of New York Times, but because of Negro Digest, Jet Magazine, Ebony. Black media told us about Emmett Till. You know, Ernest Withers took the photographs at the Emmett Till trial, the freelance Black photographer who's also an FBI informant, right? So it was black media that told us. I was concerned about black people not getting our stories told. He said, well, what you need to do is get with some like-minded individuals in your community. Y'all either get a radio show, a TV show, or let's do something with some like-minded individuals. Get you a radio show, a TV show, or something, and go from there. He didn't tell me how to do it. He just told me it needs to be done. So basically, that was my marching orders. So I'm trying to figure out how can I utilize, get some media going. So I remember my mama telling me, my mom's big into college preparation. She was approached by this woman from out of town to do an interview on this platform back in December called Blog Talk Radio. This is back in December of 2006. I said, yeah, this lady from New York or somewhere wanted to interview me about my college preparation program. I said, well, how's she going to do this? She said, well, I'm going to tell me to call into the show. It's on this platform called Blog Talk Radio. So I started looking up Blog Talk Radio. So I signed up for the We All Be radio show for Blog Talk Radio in December of 2006. Did my first show January the 7th, 2007. And when I first started out, I had friends from around the country and stuff to call to be co-hosts, because I was thinking about all the times I would have these amazing, like, marathon conversations with my people. And I said, you know what, we should record some of this stuff for posterity. So we'd be talking about some amazing ideas and philosophies and stuff like that. And so first they was cool with it. They're like, okay, we'll do this every Sunday for a couple hours. And then all of a sudden they start falling off. My friends, and it's people I don't even talk to no more, which is ironic. And I thought we'd be friends forever. But and I signed up for MySpace and stuff like that. So I started hitting the internet looking for guests to talk about or to talk with, contacting people on MySpace. Who knew that MySpace? I thought MySpace would be what Facebook would be right now. And MySpace was the big dog. And Facebook, it was at one point Facebook, they won't let nobody on unless you had a college email address. You know what I'm saying? It was very elitist like that. But, Facebook changed a lot. But so I'll be going through my MySpace and just contacting people at random. So I'll be interviewing musicians and all types of other creatives. And also that year, I was like one of the first media organizations to interview the participants of what became known as the Gen 6 movement. Because Gen 6 really picked off overseas. It was a foreign press that really took hold of that story and made it viral. But I would say this, it was really traditional black media. Like, shout out to brother Tony Brown down in Alexandria, Louisiana. He's still doing this thing on the radio. But he the one that really started telling about the Jenna story before it became a movement. He talked about the whites only tree at Jenna High School. He talked about all the incidents leading up to the Jenna 6 situation. But he was the one that coined the phrase Jenna 6. This is why black media is so important, especially in times like this, to tell our stories from our perspective, to take hold of the narrative. Because one critique that Malcolm offered of black media in his time, and I believe it's true today, is that the problem with black media is that they wait to react to what the white folks' narrative is going to be about the black story. Sometimes you got to create that narrative, have them follow you and counter you instead of always trying to follow them and counter their narrative. We just got to start. There's so many stories out here that are not being told. Like just talking about the 24-hour news will have enough news. There is so much news out here that's not being told. So much truth that needs to be explored and manifest and amplified. So, Juan Williams, as educated as he is, insightful, he's way off in this article. So you're gonna put the blame on black men when it's really Latino man. It's others, and the thing about it is black men are the most disrespected group of people in the country. And I'm a black man. I'm gonna say that. Our women don't even have to respect us to get the goodies, to get the trinkets, to get the flaky biscuits, as y'all call them, the butter biscuits. What other group of people, Latino men, women, they women got to respect them. They women submit to them. It's encouraged. They believe in family. They believe in traditional family. We don't believe in that bullshit. I could do it by myself. We're gonna see if you could do it by yourself, sister. This is your season to make an ass of yourself. Because you think you could do it all. I mean, the women they putting up, like, Kamala Harris, got no kids. I'm gonna go there. Got no kids, married to a white Jewish man. What if Obama was married to a white Jewish woman with no kids? Or he was stepfather to some Jewish white kids? He would not become president. Then you got Stacey Abrams up there. What man at? What kids at? She almost 50. Yeah, I said it. Y'all encourage that. I want to see a woman standing with a beautiful black family. If we into identity politics, do it right. If we are going to be this identity politics bullshit, do it right. I want to see successful black men and women with families and children that's black. We going to play that bullshit card because identity politics don't serve black folks worth a damn. Because we don't, because there's no code. The Irish knew their place. You know what the Irish did to get power? The Irish and Italians and Jews were considered the niggas 100-something years ago. What did the Irish do? They controlled the police station. Italians controlled the fire department. I'm talking about on the East Coast. They was able to get a seat at the political table by controlling a utility or resources that was needed by the cities. Italians, the fire department. The Irish, the police. Jewish people, all that stuff. I mean, that's the history of America. But when black folks try to do stuff like that, they want to stop us. We can't have a Black Wall Street. No, we can't have they got Chinatown. They got Little Italy. They won't let us have Little Africa Town. So we got to understand where we at, man. And I mean, I say like, people I can't do people shows like that. Like, people talking about this bullshit. Care about this celebrity shit. Don't ask me about what I think about LeBron James, dude. I don't think about him. Not like that. I don't hate him. I don't think about the stuff that people think about. It's like that Jewish girl talking about Jew. I don't Jew bash. I don't do that. Don't care. Not interested. See what people want to say. They want to control you. Like when a woman tell me, "Ron, you don't listen to me." I say, "I listen to you, but I don't do everything you tell me to do." That's bullshit. Nobody should do everything somebody tell them to do. You gotta have your own mind. It's like I don't want nobody just exactly like me. I want somebody that's who they are, that has their own personality as a mate. I don't want nobody to be like my mockingbird or whatever. Be yourself. And be okay with being yourself. Be comfortable with yourself first before you seek out relationships with other people. I have done things out of the goodness of my heart, and people shit on me. And but the thing about it is, just keep it moving, man. It's like when you do things for people and they don't say thank you, that's fine. I don't worry about it. That's okay. But some people get hung up on that. Well, they ain't say thank you. Well, why should look? When I give something to somebody, it's out of my hands. When I give it up, whatever they do with it, they do with it. It is what it is. So I'm learning as I get older, man. You gotta just be lovable. And I think that does it. I think I talked enough. But yeah, Juan Williams, wishing them best. But I read that stuff. I was like, oh my God, they paying him money for this. But it's all love. Thank you, Juan, for encouraging me to invest myself, to believe myself, and do the black media thing. And that was back in 2006, and we're in 2021 now. It's crazy to believe. But I want to thank y'all. Listen to me almost 4 hours. I can't believe I'm on here for 4 hours. This is ridiculous. Thank y'all for having the patience and supporting the movement. I want to thank everybody who donated and to encourage me in my God work and my faith walk, getting the information out here. But man, I want y'all to choose you this season. Choose black first. If you're gonna be one, be the one. If you're gonna be one, be the one. So thank y'all for being patient. See, I can read a disclaimer. I said a lot of interesting things tonight. Not always PC. But we get to that point now. It's time to rebel. It's time to rebel. We're getting there. Let me see. Disclaimer: the views expressed by hosts and guests on the We All Be TV platform are not the official views, opinions, beliefs, or perspectives of We All Be News or the We All Be Group Incorporated. We All Be News is an organization that thoroughly believes in supplementing the information narrative that is usually supplied by the corporate news entities with those viewpoints / expressions which may be marginalized or ignored for a plethora of reasons. We are about informing the general public on alternative perspectives as it relates to news and information, and letting the general public be the ultimate judge and deciding on how to use said information. Informed citizens are responsible citizens. And thank you for your support. Thank everybody for, like I said, donations and all that stuff, and know that the best is yet to come. Stay encouraged on your faith walk. And somebody said, I'm just reading y'all comments. I'm trying to dig it out and think it. Brother Shakim, thank y'all tuning in. Thank you, Sister Duckworth. Yes, peace and be well for everybody. But Black family, be one. Be one. Choose you. Put you first. Choose us. Stop letting these folks talking about people of color. I'm not a people of color. You know, the thing about it is, I hear people about the indigenous, like, don't call us black. It's not even that. It's about the fact, if you're gonna be black, or whatever you want to be, stand on that. Make it real. Make it real. Make a black land. What's black land at on the map? Make a black land. Where are black people from black land? Or black or more, whatever you want to call it. Name it, claim it, manifest it. Realize it, actualize it. You know. Okay, all right, that's good enough. Thank you. In the words of Great Duke Elton, we love you madly. Keep on producing and pushing. Good morning, good night, and good luck, everybody. One love.